Carly, can you hear me?
Let's start.
I apologize.
Trustee Bratton.
Here.
Okay.
Procius.
Here.
Trustee Borcar.
Here.
Trustee Borkman.
Here.
Trustee Polakowski.
Here.
Trustee Calvater. Here. And President Lincoln.
Here. Let's stand for a pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're at public comment. Is an opportunity for anyone to address the village board on any issue. Please observe the time limit of 3 minutes while the village board encourages input from residents that may not discuss or act on any issue that is not duly noticed on the agenda. All right, do we have anybody here that would like to speak at public comment? All right, do we have anybody on the computer that would, on the internet, that would like to speak?
We have Jeff Davis. Please state your name and address.
Jeff Davis, Airport Road, Cross Plains. I've got a lot to say to the board. It's not all going to fit into 3 minutes, so I'll probably follow up with something in writing. I'm disappointed with your developer, first off, that he comes forward to your board 2 times and says that this isn't going to happen unless you do it his way. That when I sat on a board for 6 years, if a developer came in like that, the next thing that would happen would be a vote to eliminate that issue at hand and ask the developer to come back at a later date. I'm not against your development. I want to make sure that everybody understands that. I am against your traffic flow. Your traffic flow, let me word it this way. How many of you sitting on the board would like to have a golf course and all of the traffic associated with it coming through your neighborhood? Think about it. It's a rhetorical question. There's going to be a lot of traffic on Airport Road coming into the golf course. And your phase 1 approval, as it stood, it approves the access, entry, and exits to your new development phase 1, which would splash over and approve number 2 to use those same entrance and access. Golf course, I finally read in the packet or whatever that if you all are not aware of it, there are accessories or accessory buildings, facilities, the way it was worded, coming with the golf course. It's not labeled out what's coming. Is there going to be a restaurant? Is there going to be an establishment there? What facilities are coming with the golf course? So the probably the third thing which I was really watching closely was this subcommittee that was appointed to address some of the traffic issues. That I think was done for sheer politics because you're trying to show that, oh, we're listening to the people. Whereas there were a lot of questions involved with everything in regards to traffic on both ends of the development for your phase 1, going in and out of Glacier Creek, a roundabout, and also exiting in and out on Thinner Street. The cart was put way in front of the horse, and you tried to make it look politically good by having that committee, but it is obviously apparent to myself and other people that you're going to do what you want to do anyway. It's basically all over other than your signature, especially after you approved phase 2 with PI and signed the agreement for phase 2 before they would commit. And again, I have no problem with your development. I'm asking for a different traffic pattern. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else?
I don't see anyone else.
All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Upon request of any trustee, any item may be removed from the consent agenda for separate consideration under general business. Does anybody have anything they'd like to remove from the consent agenda?
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. All right, I have nothing to add for report of village officers. Judy?
I have two anniversaries. I have Taylor Fingerson, had his second year on 11/6. And Jeff Kitzumbo had his 4th year on 11/8. So congratulations.
Thank you. Other trustee reports?
Michael, myself, Cody, and others from the village attended a police training with Chief Tony last week, I believe. It was really cool. Like, again, I'd like to applaud Chief Tony for inviting the public to these kinds of things so people can kind of see. I mean, every time, this is I think my second one, I always learn a lot. And it's good to see our police department staying up to date.
Thank you. Bill or Cody, do you have anything?
No, I don't. Thank you.
All right, we'll go to village administrator.
Yeah, so I have a couple of things. I just wanted to provide an update on the Parks and Rec Director hiring process. So the application window closed on the 21st on Friday, and we received 25 applicants or applications. So I'm working on completing phone screens, and we're hoping to have in-person interviews next week or the following week to bring them in. That interview process is going to be a little bit of a, Dane is going to facilitate a little bit of a tour of the village. I'm going to Parks and Conservancies, and then the actual traditional interview as well. So that's what that'll look like.
Okay,
Yeah.
question. So you had 25. Are you doing 25 of them?
No, I'm completing the phone screens now.
Okay.
And so I'm doing about, I think I had about 8 is what I brought it down to. For folks
Okay.
that we'll talk to, and so then I'll be talking to them tomorrow and then early next week. And then after that, we're hoping to bring in less than 5 for actual in-person interviews. Yes.
Okay, and who's doing the interview?
So that'll be department heads, and then we have Sarah has offered to serve as
Okay.
well. So we have a trustee representative, and then we'll have Ron Knutowski from mountain biking. He's also on the park board. So he's
Okay.
offering to provide help as well.
Okay.
Yep. And then I just wanted to provide an update too on the new building. So they are off this week for Thanksgiving. That's something that Burkle Brothers does as their company policy. So they are excavating footings. If you go over there, you'll see a lot of stuff is dug up. And they are installing geopipers. So basically what that means is it's compacted stone to strengthen kind of weak soil. So that's what they're working on now. So I would recommend you go and take a look at that. And then we'll talk about later, but there is a groundbreaking scheduled as well. So we have that on the agenda to talk about. And then I just wanted to provide just an update on the Light Up Cross Plains event. So that's on December 6th. And then now in conjunction with the Chris Kindle Mart as well. So you'll have seen just some changes, slight changes that Rachel has made to her event. So that's going to be in Zander Park all weekend from Friday through Saturday or through Sunday. So December 5th through 7th. So I hope you're all able to check it out. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Village department, Bobby?
I just want to remind or let everybody know the spring election will be on April 7th. Trustees up for re-election are Michael, Cameron, and Cody. I do have tonight nomination papers if you're wanting to run again. You can start circulating them December 1st. And then I need them back on Tuesday, January 6th. If you're not running, you need to fill out the non-candidacy form and return that by December 26th. There also on that same day will be a special election for municipal court judge. The judge, after 30+ years, is retiring at the end of the year, so we do have that open position, so if anyone knows anyone who's interested, that'll be a big spot to fill.
Are you running something in the paper? I see the other jurisdictions posted on what positions were. being
Yeah, yep.
up.
Yep, I know it should be in the paper.
It was in the paper?
It
I
be
might have
this
missed the
week.
last
I
one.
bet it's this week.
Okay,
I bet it'll be this week.
and the municipal judge will be part of that?
Yep.
Okay,
And it's in the newsletter. I'm sure we'll try to get out a little more push for that because he's read unopposed pretty much every year. 30-some
Mhm.
years, so.
Right. And they just have to be a village resident.
Yes.
They don't have to be an attorney or anything like that.
Like I said, if you know anybody, encourage them to.
Be a judge.
yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, Jerry was in charge of the crime lab.
Yeah, he wasn't an
wasn't
attorney. No.
I send you to training stuff. You'll learn.
You're not
You
doing
signing up?
criminal,
Yeah.
that's the reason, you're doing civil.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Matt?
We got leaf pickup wrapping up this week. As some of you may know, we're still running the machine that was bought for the pilot program. That was a much shorter route than what the guys are running now. So I think that should probably be looked at next year. But for this year, we have snow removal coming up. And staff is nervous that the tractor is not gonna be as reliable than it has previously. Currently, the tractor only has 50 hours on it, and the skid steer for this year has over 400 hours. The staff does not like using the tractor. It has had some throttle issues where it would actually die going down the road in the middle of the road. And we've had it to cultures multiple times to get fixed and with other issues, but that is gonna be something we're gonna be looking at, maybe exploring next board meeting, have a memo and presentation to look at new stuff.
It has 50 hours on it?
For this year. I wasn't sure on the total, but
Oh, okay.
we've only used it for 50 hours. this
Okay,
year.
now I'm following, I'm thinking, we're having 50-hour tractor?
No, for this year, because staff has been so against using it and it just sits in the shop and, or it sits at Cultures getting fixed.
What do you use it for?
The main uses are snow removal and yard waste. So those are the main uses. We used to use it for brush pickup and a couple other things. When we had the yard waste outside of town, when we would actually turn dirt and do more, we would use it a little more. But now we don't do that. And so what we use the tractor for has kind of changed over the last couple of years. Yep.
All right, thank you. Chief?
Real quick. We had a resignation. And so it's the one I've already talked to some of you about. So we had run a process for part-time staff, with this new 11-hour change. I was really concerned about coverage, and so we ran a part-time process, and the person who got selected to move on in the process is really interested in working full-time. So I think we're gonna be able to make this work either way. And then I'm gonna run another part-time process. So just letting you guys know, last day for that officer is 30th of November. And so which is coming up quick. She's working through. I was trying not to identify the officer, but.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
public
it's
anyway, so
public
it doesn't matter.
Okay, so Officer Nikki Kimball is who has resigned. She's actually going into the private sector, so we wish her luck. We're just gonna, move forward with our process, and right now I'm in the background phase for this candidate, so we'll see where that goes.
Are they certified?
Yes, they're more than certified. Very,
Okay.
it'd be a great candidate for us.
Is this an existing part-time officer?
No,
Now?
no, I did try to get Officer Weaver and asked him if he was interested in full-time work, which we would love to have him. But he's not, he's pretty happy where he is, working full-time. And so he's fills in for us part-time, which helps out a lot. This officer is very similar in experience, wants to work for our department, doesn't live too far away. It would be an excellent fit.
All right, and I take it the police commission is on board, because technically they're the ones that have to do this, we really,
Yeah,
we appreciate the,
I'm just giving you
information.
info.
yeah, good,
We
okay,
ran it through the police commission and they're
all right,
in support of all what I just told you.
okay.
Other than that, we had a pretty good training with some members were there. I don't know if it was mentioned already, but
Cameron did a nice job.
yeah, was glad to see you guys all there, so. Questions?
And we delivered food today.
Yeah, we did our Thanksgiving initiative, which, we partnered this year with, fire and EMS. We've done it with, just the community, we've done it by ourselves. Just felt like this was probably the way we'll do it from here on out, is just have a first responder effort rather than just us, doing it, or we're partnering with somebody. It went very well, well received, a lot of good comments. It's just one of those things that when I came here, I really thought it would be a good opportunity to build relationships with the community, so. It really works out well, people really love it, and we probably could get way more support financially than what we actually need, in the community, but. We used, this year we went all the way, we went to Town of Barry, since fire was involved, you know, we extended it, so. But well received, and it was a good initiative. Any questions? All right.
Very good, thank you very much.
Yep.
Right, let's go to general business. All right, item 1, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of. I'm gonna need to get a little clarification, because we have 2 documents with different amounts. This. On the agenda, it's $3,920,000. On Ellers, it's $3,865,000. So which one do you want the motion for?
Well, Ariana from Ellers is on to present the sale report that you have handed out tonight.
Yeah, but
Today.
I know, but I wanna read what we're actually discussing and stuff. So what number should it be?
So the amount we're approving is what was handed out tonight. The agenda was like the estimated amount.
Okay, so I'm just gonna,
Yep,
I'm gonna
it's the
finish
amount on
reading
the
this so
others.
it's correct.
Thank you.
All right, so we have it on record. So we're discussing and possible action regarding the resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of $3,865,000 general obligation promissory note series 2025A. All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion, yeah.
All right, do I have a second?
I have a second.
All right, I have a motion and a second discussion. We'll turn it over to Bobby and,
Ariana.
yeah.
That's like,
Yeah, if you want her to speak on your behalf, that's fine.
Am I okay to speak?
Yep,
Yes.
good to go, Ariana.
All
Thank you.
right, wonderful, thank you. Do you have the sale day report included in the packet or in front of the trustees tonight?
It's in front of everyone this evening.
Okay, wonderful. If you could turn to the second page, it's actually labeled with page number 1 on the bottom. It says competitive sale results. That's where I will begin. Really just want to give a high-level summary of the results of the sale, and this will also speak to why the dollar amount is different than what you see on screen. So as a reminder, the general obligation notes are being issued for a variety of public purposes, including street projects and village hall construction, as well as vehicle acquisition and equipment acquisition. So as a part of the competitive sale process, this goes out to bid, similar to when you go for a construction bid, the lowest bidder wins. So we did have 5 bidders, which is wonderful. The more competition, the better chances we have of a lower interest rate. And Bach Financial Securities came in with the lowest true interest cost of 3.88%. So as a result of that lower interest cost, as well as the fact that it was a reoffering premium provided. All of that contributed to why you were able to downsize the issue, meaning you did not need as much in terms of par amount. So the $3.865 million is the amount that you received after taking into account the reoffering premium and the lower interest cost. So as a result of that lower interest, your total net principal and interest savings was about $227,000 lower than what you saw on the pre-sale report that we discussed last month. So it's largely due to the market moving downward and that interest savings. Additionally, because of the reoffering premium, you're able to retain those funds in your debt service fund, and that helps you to make some of your first year's interest payments here on out. So all of that is illustrated in the tables attached to the sale day report. I'm happy to walk through any of them that you have questions on, or I can go through them all in detail if you'd prefer. Other than the first page that you are seeing in the tables called the bid tabulation, that is the record that shows all of the bids and the coupons and yields that were provided. You'll see that for Bach Financial Securities on the first page. Thereafter, starting with table 1 and beyond, these are almost all the same tables that you saw again last month, just updated to reflect the actual numbers that came in today as a result of the actual bids received. So what you are looking at tonight is to award the bid to Bach Financial Securities. One other thing, actually 2 other things I do want to point out. One on table 1, your existing debt base case. Because of the timing of this debt issuance, there was a little bit of an adjustment of about $2,000 that we did have to make in terms of ensuring that your existing debt profile ties out to what was budgeted for in terms of your debt service levy. So that roughly $2,000 can be retained in your debt service fund and can be applied to future borrowings. And then the other thing I will draw your attention to is table 6. This is a new table that we incorporated when we were at the pre-sale meeting last month. I know there was some questions on the debt service tax rate being shown on an equalized value. And because of the increase in the equalized value, the tax rate actually appeared to be dropping, even though your tax levy is not dropping. It's actually increasing by about $130,000. So what we did on table 6 was just kind of convert that equalized tax rate to an assessed tax rate for you in terms of what your debt service tax rate is. All that to say, on your tax bill, you do have both the equalized and the assessed value, and they result in the exact same total municipal taxes for debt service. So we did include that as supplemental material, but otherwise I will open it up for any questions or comments there may be on the results of the sale in front of you this evening.
All right, does anybody have any questions for her? I know you just got it tonight, so you haven't had a whole lot of time.
Hey, Carly,
Yes. Yes,
is
Bob?
that something you can email me in the next day or two?
Bobby just emailed it to you like a
Oh,
couple of minutes ago.
fantastic.
Yep.
I'll check my email. Thank you.
Great. You're welcome.
So what, first of all, we have a motion on the table that I guess is not pertinent anymore. Right?
No, we changed the amount.
Yeah, but the sale's already happened, so what we're really looking at is authorizing,
You're approving the resolution.
yeah, approving the resolution. And that's not what this is a little different.
Honestly,
Is it the
It's
same?
the same.
you read, yeah,
Yep.
the agenda items, this is approved resolution.
Action regarding a resolution.
Oh, yeah, okay, a resolution, all right, okay,
Mhm.
all right. Any other discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Bratton. Trustee Borger. Yes. Trustee Brochus.
Yes.
Trustee Polakowski.
Yes.
Trustee Borthman.
Yes.
Trustee Valier. Yes. President Angela.
Yes,
Looks like Cody came off of mute.
Yes, I was trying to figure out the unmute on this. I apologize.
All right. Yes or no, Colby?
Yes.
Very good.
all right, well, thank you very much, appreciate all your work on this.
Thank you for having us. And if I could just add one quick note,
Sure.
the bid form that Greg emailed over to you, Carly and Bobby, that does need to be signed by village president and the clerk. And then if you can return that to us electronically by tomorrow, that would be perfect.
Yep, you've got it.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
You too.
Thank you. All right, number 2. Discussion and possible action regarding Marchstone Phase 1 final plat. The northern portion of the former Plastic Ingenuity property site, submitted by JEKY LLC regarding existing parcel numbers 0707111 -8501-6 0707-0138500-6 0707 -9000-9 0707-111-8000-2 0707-024-8000-2 0707-024-8500-3 0707-024-0900-6 0707-024-9500-1 0707-021-8530-0 0707-021-9000-9 0707-021-9500-4 0707-023-8000-9 0707-112-8361-5 and 0707-111-8170-7. So that's what we're talking about.
Thanks, Jay.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're breaking this down into different sections. Just trying to make sure we're legal. All right, rezoning. A, discussion and possible action regarding a zoning map amendment for lots to be rezoned to DR-6, proposed lot numbers 14 through 19, 22 through 41, 42 through 49, and 50 through 61 of the submitted final plat dated October 9th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion, what you just said.
All right, do I have a second?
I will second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Discussion. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same. All right, go to B, discussion and possible action regarding the zoning map amendment for lots to be rezoned to SR-5. Proposed lot numbers 1 through 5, 6 through 8, 10 through 11, 60 through 63 through 65, 67 through 81, 83 through 88, 89 through 90, 93 through 101, 103 through 108, 114 through 126. Submitted final plat dated October 9th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion for what you just said.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same. All right. D. Discussion and possible action regarding the zoning map amendment for plan development zoning, including a general development plan and specific implementation plan to allow for a reduction in the street side setbacks on 11 single-family corner lots from 25 to 13 feet. Proposed lot numbers 9, 12, 13, 66, 82, 91, 92, 102, 109, 110, and 113, and submitted final plat dated October 9th.
I'll make that motion.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I had a question on that. So when we had talked about that, that was allowing them to, on a corner lot, to be closer to, on the side of it, right? But,
On one of the sides.
but had we talked about, is it something that has been in any other subdivisions? And like, well, I guess I was wondering why we were, I mean, I looked in my neighborhood and I saw that and I thought, I like that there's that distance and it look, it's visually appealing and.
Well, Brian can answer that. I thought you did a creek crossing.
Yes, it was in Creek Crossing.
Okay, I thought we did.
Yeah.
For the homes that are kind of backing up to the east edge along P. The homes, you can see the backs of them, those are all PUD also. With tight zoning, they're really close to the front sidewalk.
Oh, aren't
So
those
they're not
all,
exactly the same, but
aren't those all like,
Those are all two.
duplexes?
they are, but same process that brought changes to the setbacks to accommodate that particular desired architecture style and density, so that was what was recrossing. This is a little different because it's asking for different stuff, but the procedure was used in recrossing.
We've lowered
I'm just
setbacks.
thinking about like moving forward, is that something that we're setting up?
Well, we've already,
Well, but those are different styles of homes.
I
so-
should also add the ones that are being built right now, 2 new ones. In that, we call it lot 56, the larger piece of property that was recently subdivided, those are also. Similar but different, twin homes, but there are single homes that are much closer.
Yeah.
Side yard setbacks and front yard setbacks to accommodate funky geography.
Okay,
Right, we really simple presidents that. When we do it.
well, first of all, I'm not, I mean, someone could make that argument, but each of these are done as individual.
sure.
So
I know. I
you
get
asked
it.
the question if it's been done before. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
I don't think, to me, it doesn't set a precedent that everybody gets it.
Yeah. Okay,
Myself, I'm not gonna be voting in favor of this zoning, because I think the side setback should be kept in place.
All right, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Brochus,
Yes.
trustee Paul Mikowski,
No.
trustee Borco,
Yes.
trustee Calvater,
Yes,
trustee Bratton,
Yes.
trustee Borcar,
no,
president Lightfoot.
Yes. All right,
Hey, Jay,
yes,
I just want to bring up a point of order. And we've talked about this before. When we do a motion, can we just not say, I'll approve that, or I'll make that motion, actually read what the motion is? That's, if we're going to kind of keep it legal, that's what we really should be doing.
agreed. All right, sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you.
wait, and you.
I know, Bill, you can get them all.
Technically, he's correct. He's correct, and it's listed on there, because I'm not making the motion, but, all right. I think we can make a defense. That's what we were discussing. All right. The discussion and possible action regarding a zoning map amendment for all public outlots planned for stormwater management purposes to be zoned conservancy. Proposed outlot numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of submitted final plat dated October 9th, 2025. All right, do I have a motion?
I will lead by example. I'll
Thank
make the motion that we approve zoning map amendment for all public outlets planned for stormwater management purposes to be zoned conservancy. Proposed outlet numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of submitted final plat dated October 9th, 2025.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and second discussion. I just have one. I just want to make sure we're good. There was a CARPC report back in August that stated that at the time outlet 128 could not be used because it was a wetland. Has that been fixed?
It has, yes. Last Friday, CARPC approved an exemption for the wetlands, so the wetland essentially doesn't meet state regulations.
Oh, that's
The
okay.
wetland is going away.
Okay,
So it's resolved.
so that has been resolved. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
And we forwarded that to.
Yep.
Was that in the packet that I missed?
It was not in the packet.
900 pages.
It came on Friday afternoon, I think, after it was posted,
Okay,
but
all right,
I can confirm that the email did come through and it
okay,
is all good.
good enough. Cameron?
Okay, I was doing my best to read the 900 pages and understand it, but I am not an engineer, but it looks like the water is all gonna flow west generally. Is that the case?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Existing property generally does the same thing, comes from the northeast corner of the parcel and flows through a drainage way generally. We're ultimately discharging at the same location, in the southeast corner of the school property.
Okay,
So it'll all, generally kind of flow from, there's maybe a break in the drainage that also goes to the northwest of it, in the very far northwest corner. But
Okay.
generally, all the water is going from east to west. Yeah.
cause I thought I read too that there was like 200-year flooding stuff at the intersection of Shady and Markstone Boulevard. Or something.
One of the requirements for runoff rate control is to analyze the 200-year storm event. And that we have to include the existing and proposed stormwater modeling for the 200-year storm event. So we do have to analyze that for our
Okay.
actions. So the stormwater management facilities that are in the plat will be designed to safely convey the 200-year storm.
Okay, I bring it up, and again, I'm not an engineer, so just asking to double check, I guess with you. Those lots already existing there, the homes, like they have historically had issues with water in basement, and I know one of them had the village redo a bunch of stuff, so water would drain across into the drain, like. We're sure we're not making things worse there.
Correct. Each of the watersheds that contributes to different portions of the plat have been analyzed individually to confirm that any water that was getting there in the current condition is not being made worse. And actually, we've added some improvements in those areas too, to actually further improve the drainage conditions in those areas.
Do you have some examples?
I believe along the western property lines, particularly on the lot south of Evergreen. There's some swales and drainage structures in there.
Okay.
And to further that too, a lot of that for water is, it's kind of a unique drainage pattern to there's a couple of high points that does take some of the agricultural land to those properties. And with how we're grading, streets, the lots, et cetera, we're actually minimizing the amount of water that gets to those watersheds too. So we're, the area in particular, so let's say there's, I'm just using arbitrary numbers, I don't have the report numbers in front of me, but if there's a half an acre draining some of those backyard lots now, we're reducing that to whatever, only the backyards of our proposed lots. Whereas in the existing addition, there's a number of additional area from the agricultural fields draining into those lots, so we're reducing the watershed area into those lots.
With the grades, where are you pushing that water then, if it's not going west?
Out to the street.
Like
So-
north, like Dennis Street, or?
Well, so if you think about the, residential lot, right now, the existing topography is like this, back just toward the residential lots. We're now taking the front half of those lots and kinking them back towards the street. So they'll get into the public storm sewer within,
Okay.
Lindale Drive or, particularly Lindale Drive in this case, or Marchstone.
Okay.
And then
furthering that too, a number of the stormwater outlots, most of them that we have, outlots 1, 2, and 3 along the west side of the plat, that's where our stormwater management facilities are. So we're actually creating facilities there to improve the stormwater management and
When you say facilities,
there'll be, a wet pond with standing water in one of them,
Okay.
and then there will be another one with infiltration basin and a drainage swale.
okay,
And then we've actually designed overflows for outlot 1 in particular, which is at the corner of Shady Street and Lindale and Marchstone.
Yep.
The far west, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so the overflow for that, instead of going, directly west into the lots, it's actually gonna be taken in the storm sewer to the north and out to Evergreen and actually cross Evergreen to get to the main drainage channel to the north.
okay.
So, like I said, improving the overflow and drainage conditions in those areas.
Because I'm just thinking of that development there. I'm not sure that it goes to the sewage, like storm water processing for the village, like.
No,
Looks
it's
like those-
stormwater.
No, I know, but those gutters go just like to the one pond at the end of the thing, and so I'm trying to figure out where these ones are gonna go, if they're going north.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Basically, all those stormwater in this plat area is going to get into public storm sewer, ultimately make its way to the drainage way and on the school property.
It's stormwater, not storm sewer. It's not going to the sewer
Yeah.
plant.
Yeah,
No, but it's still storm sewer. There is a public storm sewer system.
Oh, okay,
That'll discharge into the outlots for stormwater management.
Right, okay,
We're not going to the sewer plant.
yeah, we have the 3 different dedications, so it's.
Yeah.
so it's going to,
Yeah.
right, okay, so I think by the school there's like a grate by a tree, it's gonna keep going there, which is where the current lot goes today.
Correct.
Okay.
So
I know,
I just wanted to make sure I understood you correctly. You said that all the water from this area is gonna go over by the school, even the stuff up by Dennis. Like it looked like all of that flows down there. Is that correct? For the whole site?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it does, yeah. And the offsite water that comes from the northeast is getting routed into a drainage swale that'll just bypass the offsite water. We don't have to treat that necessarily, but we do safely convey it through the site.
Right, okay, okay, so that's gonna be.
Yep.
Right, going behind there and taking it from the bottom left corner, is that what you're talking about? Like it's gonna go down on the edge of the swale?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the corner by the school, is that what you're saying?
No, that corner's where Dennis and
Right.
Bolenbeck.
Oh, right.
There's like there's a wet spot where a lot of water comes out there.
Yeah.
And that's, so I was looking at it, and that's all gonna get piped over by the school. It looked like that whole entire area was straight. Got that whole neighborhood sort of.
It does, you're right.
Yep.
I think outlot 2 is the one in the middle on the bottom there, that's kind of by
this
that
is
big
2.
tree by the school right now.
Yeah.
Where there's just a grate that is by the tree.
So will it make that field hold water more?
It shouldn't, no, because ultimately we're reducing the
Right.
rates.
Okay.
Yeah.
I,
Cause right there by the school, there's a big drainage that goes down underneath.
right,
Everything,
that,
that's like those giant pipes, like that's where all that water is like headed.
that field from time to time fills with water,
Um,
but it's also used quite frequently, so that's why I'm like, do they need to adjust these? And what will happen? So,
I think because it's fairly flat, the existing swales on the school property, there will be periods where there's gonna be water in it. Just
I just
because
wondered
it's
if it would change.
It'll get worse than it is today.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't from that. perspective.
Okay.
All right, any other questions? All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. All right. E, discussion and possible action.
Before you read that, there's some concern that the outlet numbers aren't correct.
Well,
Verify that.
I was gonna bring that up,
Okay,
because they should be 8, 9, and 10, right? Not. That's what we talked about in planning, not 134, 135, 136, but 8, 9, and 10.
I know we had that discussion.
Is that
If
for For item D, is that what?
No, for E.
For item E, okay,
E, yeah.
When they read it, instead of 134, it should be 8, 9, 10.
8, 9, and 10. Thank you, Bill.
That wasn't mine.
All right. So E, discussion and possible action regarding a zoning map amendment for all outlets reserved for future development to be zoned rural holding -35. Proposed outlot numbers 8, 9, and 10 of submitted final plat dated October 9th, 2025.
Now I'll make a motion to approve the zoning map amendment for outlet reserved for future development to be zoned rural holding 35 for proposed outlets numbers 8, 9, and 10 of the submitted final plat dated October 9th, 2025.
Awesome.
I have a motion and second discussion. All right, all in favor, say aye.
All right.
All opposed, same. So moved. Before we go on to B, and I didn't know where to incorporate this, but we ended up, Brian, you wanna come up here? You sent us, a letter with, I got down 8 different potential recommendations for changes. I'd like to just, and I think some of them are just clarification. But I'm hoping everybody's seen that. Did that get sent over to Jeff and Kyle and Brian?
Mhm.
Okay.
It was in the packet and I did include them all. On the
Oh,
packet.
okay.
Yeah,
I just didn't know if there's 900 pages, things can get
yeah, that's.
lost a little bit.
And we do have some comments also appropriate.
Okay, well, this is, I think we've got the zoning done. We'll go through this. So Brian, why don't you go through? And let's see if we can work through some of these. I can't find,
I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on 1 second here.
Just,
This is your memo, Brian. I
on
think.
my letter,
Yeah, on your
Okay,
letter.
sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna wait for the people online. So,
There we are.
43.
Yep. It is 51 in the packet.
people are navigating, these were our suggested plan updates. At this point in the project, rarely, I'll probably say, these will say ever, was a construction plan set done at this point in the project. There'll be things to add in here that developers team needs to do anyway, just to make it a buildable plan set. So these are generally considered working, living discussions. But if some of them are deal breakers or heart burners, we should talk about them. So without further ado, I can dive right in.
Okay, so I just wanna be clear. So tonight, we can still move forward and then these would be addressed in the construction document.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So first off, in the order that's shown, is the multi-use path. I do a bike actually for that all. There are a couple of different widths shown on the typical cross section. Those are the different streets each have their own cross section. There are some of the plans are 8, some that are 10. In talking with Adam, sounds like even, I think some of Mike Axon's comments asked for an 8-foot path. At this point, we still do recommend 10. Just from a maintenance standpoint, it's a lot easier to do snow removal on a 10-foot path without scalping edges. You got 10-foot path right now that you're tying into front of school. We would suggest 10-foot path.
Okay. Is this something we wanna do?
Yeah, do you want granular?
Cause it's in the packet, so we can't
Right.
take action. I just, or do we just give feedback at this point, wait for the construction documents?
Well, for what it's worth, we have some issues about 4 of the items. So I don't know how that plays into what we're doing here.
Okay, then let's go through and talk and get a feel of where everybody's coming from. I don't know, I guess we can take action then. I don't know, it's a little confusing on Cause this really does not apply to the final plat, which is what we're discussing. Construction documents will come up in the future, right? To the board. So why don't we do this? We're gonna just we're not gonna take any motions. Everybody's just gonna get a feel of where everybody's coming from on these issues.
If I may be selfish,
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna read through these and look out of the corner of my eye at him and ask you to raise your hand or not, no problem, or we should talk more about it.
Sure.
I don't know that we're gonna resolve. some
No.
Tonight, but it would help me just. to
You bet.
So,
All right.
first was the consistent 10-foot path throughout.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from our standpoint, we just make reference to the agenda memorandum from the Park Commission and Mike that on July 28th recommended 8 feet. And I guess what we're just if that was their recommendation that actually we've been planning on for 4 months. It seems we're getting thrown a curveball maybe in the 8th inning. I guess it just gets back to, this isn't really typical for subdivisions that we've done, and 8's better than 10. And just from a lot owner standpoint. All right.
Yeah, the plans that were submitted in October do show some 10-foot paths. So we should figure that out before we plan. The RRFB, that's the rectangular rapid flashing beacon. That was coming out of Plan Commission to relocate that.
I'm sorry, what is the flashing?
Okay.
beacon?
That is a mid-block push button device that'll flash some lights alerting cars that have pedestrians.
And it was being presented in a place that really was unlikely people would cross. We put it in an intersection that was more likely to have pedestrian traffic. There's a sidewalk splitting one of the neighborhoods and then across to the other side when we're putting it at the intersection.
So what intersection, because Marchstone and Junebart are parallel roads, aren't they? How do they intersect? That's where, is it way back?
Yeah, all the roads behind there.
Is it the first intersection when you turn into the development is where you're placing it? Or
If you turn in from Thinness, yes.
yeah, you're turning in from Venice, it's going. I wasn't sure what
I meant, that's a type one lifer, maybe ever.
there was another one. You
Oh.
can say.
So
Pretty sure
basically,
they're
I don't know that we need to resolve them, but
No,
that should be just relocated.
yeah,
Your game.
It should-
Picking up.
Yeah, okay, so it's Marchstone and Evergreen is the one
Yeah.
furthest in to the development.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it is north, sorry. I think it is much.
Oh my goodness. Let me find the plan.
That's the system, so.
Yeah, there's
no
no-
spot condition.
You're right.
I usually give myself one mistake a year, and I'm almost at the end.
All right. So it's that first intersection.
First one.
Okay, you can't say first
It's
because.
the first.
You know where there's a-
all right.
Okay, they-
Okay, the thing is, no one has a problem with moving it. And if it decides to go back to the exact same spot, that's fine too.
And
So
we're
there's-
not deciding it's ready.
No,
We're
Just don't have it everywhere.
it was just out of plan commission, it was just questioned, that's all, okay.
Next one is a borrow area, so that's the area where common construction will go grab dirt. Is used for earthwork throughout the site. This set of plans, it is always evolving, and we're getting closer to the construction documents, so this was the first iteration we saw of that. It made us a little nervous, I wasn't quite sure where that was, and I just wanna make sure. Until and if the board allows for the hillside preservation discussion to continue. That should be preserved, and then talking with Adam, it sounds like they may be able to find. A, they think they can accommodate it, and B, we can find somewhere else on the site. It'll be a temporary location of grab dirt. But I think that is not evidence of. Or she would.
So the concern is, we haven't approved any plats or plans or something over on that side of the property. Therefore, you shouldn't be,
Or any disturbance.
okay, we haven't, okay.
Next one is our medians. There are two medians proposed, one on Evergreen, which is coming off the western entrance, school side. One coming off Finnish, the north side. Both have sanitary sewers under them. So we, just a little matter, sometime in the next 87 years, somebody's gonna need to dig a hole. It's gonna make it harder to do that. So we would suggest if medians are desired or want to be accommodated, then let's at least move the piping out from under. The one on Evergreen, is also problematic because it's quite narrow. You do want to make sure you can get emergency vehicles back and forth there. So we would suggest either the median on Evergreen, that's the western entrance, either be removed, or if it's desired to be allowed, both move the pipes and make Evergreen wider to accommodate traffic on both sides.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was Jerry or Matt that brought it up on the plowing, that one is so narrow that it's not gonna be beneficial for holding any snow, it's just gonna be more of an obstacle. Is there a huge need to have that boulevard on Evergreen?
Well, I guess, unfortunately, it might be a common theme from our side of the table, for whatever it's worth. That's been planned for 4 or 5 months. And for now, all of a sudden, we're coming up with it's an issue. Is it a deal breaker? No. Would we like to have it? Do we think it's important? Yes. The one on Finniss hopefully is a must for us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
The other one,
understand.
I think we could all agree to investigate it more. And, if it's deemed it's just a huge issue, we'll get rid of it.
I mean, it would obviously solve the problem of not having to move pipes. Right, because if it's all street, then the pipes can stay where they're at. Right.
And so up on Marshstone, that street doesn't exist yet, so there's plenty of street to put pipes. The sign itself, we had talked about that also could create some future maintenance problems, and again, 70 years from now, somebody hits it, who's gonna replace it? That kind of stuff. That's not as much an engineering item, I just wanted to call that out, that it can be.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's the homeowners association that's going to own that and take care of that, and so that'll be all on now.
But what if see that HOAs rarely survive past 10 years?
What if it doesn't exist, then there isn't?
Well,
Then we fill it in with grass.
yeah, I mean.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's,
Well, first of all, we've shown you this.
yeah,
for 4 or
absolutely.
5 months also.
Yeah,
And then we followed that.
first time I'm seeing it.
Okay, well, it's been around.
Well,
And then, we gave you,
to me, I haven't seen this.
okay, first
I
of
have
all,
seen
none of us have seen this particular one, but you've seen one with it because you've brought it up to me on the whole thing of having a sign on the right of way and us not owning it, and you was the one that told me that they usually put it on private property with. I mean, so they were having a sign in a boulevard.
That's because I read it in the covenants. I didn't see a sign. I actually read it.
Well,
talking about
yeah,
a sign,
okay,
I
but
didn't
you were
see-
aware there's a sign going on a boulevard.
well, Jay, with all due respect, this has been shown to the village very early on.
I thought it was one that went this way.
Yeah, it was from a different angle, but it was included in, I think in concept
It
plan.
wasn't this one.
Yeah.
It
I can
was,
assure you that. I can dig some up, but,
Well, anyway, so that's very important to us.
yeah.
And, we gave you some more examples of around Dane County. And then the last page of that was, it is. The association shall maintain all development signage located within the subdivision in good condition. And, you know, again, okay, if the HOA is not around, well, we have it at Hawks Landing, it's been there for 25 years. One was damaged, the HOA replaced it and repaired it. You know, I just hope we just don't continue to go down the road, well, what if the HOA is gone? If it's gone, well, then you just like to say, take a sign down and.
Right, I don't think this one is, I think the issue that is being brought up is the location of the pipes,
Okay.
okay? And then
it's Evergreen Parkway though.
And then the Evergreen Parkway one that I have heard, and I don't remember if it was Matt or Jerry talking about the plowing aspect of it, because it's a very small one. So, you know, like I say, I can go either way, but it just seems to me Evergreen, how many people are gonna be coming into your development from Evergreen? So does it need to be there? And if it's moving pipes and everything, I guess for a sign, I don't know.
Yeah, I would strongly recommend, especially if the road isn't wide enough there, which I mean. Isn't, because it's not into Evergreen, there's gonna be a lot of traffic there, that school. Only has
Oh,
one
you think-
entrance in and out.
Oh, yeah, sure,
It
yeah,
is
yeah,
packed.
okay.
The school
Every
traffic
morning
is
after
gonna
afternoon.
cause, someone's gonna hit.
So I was gonna say, the school traffic's gonna have to start using this, you know, which is fine, I mean, that's great, we need another connection out to Finnis for that, but then if you have a really, really narrow spot.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a disaster.
I have a substantive question. Are you planning on any lighting on this sign?
Probably.
Okay, so that's. How do we do that? So
But they gotta follow the ordinance.
but they don't own this, do they? This is village property. That's where it becomes strange. We're gonna look into this, right? I mean, this is the public right of way and that's where.
You could.
No matter.
Well, I don't know how this would work on the paperwork, but you could. At least the signs on private property, so it's different, but the one that's in our neighborhood, like, it's very clear that that homeowner is responsible for the light and stuff, so I'm wondering if like they could do something with their HOA to put it on the closest property.
I think it's pretty typical too to have a maintenance agreement between a municipality and an HOA for all these issues. It's a very simple document. Repair and replacements on the HOA, any electric would be on the HOA.
Okay, and I just don't know, we just went through.
Well, see, that's, you guys haven't done it, I get it,
Public property. You know,
but it's
you're not a
done
private
everywhere.
meter. I understand that.
So it seems to me like Carly could reach out to the city of Middleton. Or town of Middleton and say, you know, what do you guys, I assume you guys do that.
Yeah,
What do you
absolutely.
guys do? Well, it's gotta be a recorded document
Mhm.
anyway. And it just seems like it'd just be a simple document between the HOA and the village. To handle all these issues.
It could. I will say, okay, with the lighting, since it isn't anywhere, our sign ordinance says that signs in residential areas can't be lit. But there is no zoning in this area. Like, it's not zoned anything. This is just a road. But it does say that it is an exclusion. It's letting you know. And so this is sort of a weird area for it. Also, you can't have signs pointed upward, so if you're gonna place them on the ground, I don't want it to be a possibility there either. I'm just saying that, I don't know. It's just strange lighting issues with signs in the residential areas. I wouldn't.
And I could have a conversation with Sonia about that too, about how that would all work.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange, it's just not a private property.
Only other item on that area, I try to keep these consistent paging. There's a piece of Evergreen Parkway there that's shown without sidewalk right now. We would suggest at least the piece inside the plat has sidewalk on the north side there. There is sidewalk on the school property. It doesn't make it all the way to the plat. And there'd be some cost questions on who would pay for it outside the plat. But at least to get it started towards that direction would allow kids to get to the school without crossing the road.
I think that was discussed at the plan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know if required was the correct word, but it was brought up at the planning commission. We just said, you know, let's not talk about, we'll just do it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I said something to the effect, in the hope that somewhere down the road, the village ties in. You know, as a compromise, Cause according to Adam, there's some storm sewer involved, there's some grading involved, there's some concrete involved. We'd be happy to pay for the sidewalk as long as the village gets us a grade that we can work with. We don't think it's reasonable for us to have to do the grading and the storm sewer work. But in the spirit of cooperation, even though it's not on our property, we'd be happy to pay for the sidewalk. All right?
Would that? Well. Yeah, I was gonna say, is that gonna be needed because the 10-foot path will run the other side, but. Yeah, I think even today, there's no crosswalk or anything there, people just cross to the school, we should address that.
But where are you talking about the grading? Cause isn't that a piece of land?
There's
by
a
the
there's a
flat?
pretty aggressive slope from the
Right.
anchor down to that swale.
Yeah.
From my area, so that's correct, you're, it's not just putting the sidewalk.
Yeah,
There's
it's-
dirt thrown around, but,
There's.
that would be a good opportunity to do it, and if the gang is willing to chip in, then you guys are willing to chip in, then it'd be a good opportunity to close that, but, probably the most pedestrian that we. And, if that's still there.
What is it? Yeah, but it probably will be, the students don't walk on the farm to get up to fitness.
No, but he's right. You're gonna have, like you mentioned before, there's gonna be a lot more traffic and the kids there who are walking are gonna be walking to school, right? So, yeah, there should be a safe path from that to the school. So we'll have to take a look at that, but.
Yeah.
So if there's that swale there, is that where a lot of this water is gonna be draining from?
All of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be draining through that swale, right? Like that's where it's all going, is where the sidewalk, so we don't wanna narrow that swale though, right? Cause then it won't.
No, but you wouldn't be filling it in either, I mean, there'd be some combination of boulder retention wall or something, yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying, there's some
Yeah.
people,
No, I-
water going through there, and I'm
Yeah.
like, we're trying to put, maybe there's a reason it wasn't a sidewalk. there, 'cause
Definitely
a lot of water.
not looking to make decisions on these items, more
No.
just identify. Challenges and commonality. So the rest of it is engineering minutia. Happy to take questions on those, but those are the.
Do think that, I don't know exactly where the path, and we didn't really talk about it, but I don't know exactly where the path shrinks to 8 feet. And I understand that you guys may have been told 8 by the Parks Committee, but I think it should be 10 to match that, especially to match the one coming up from Evergreen. And we're also connecting over to the path unfinished, right?
Yeah.
Going north, so I mean, like that's gonna be a heavily trafficked path, we want space for bikers and dog walkers and.
Brewery, right? Is that what you can?
No, the path by our house,
Yeah, right, but then,
it's gonna extend all the way up and then go, north on Marshall Boulevard.
right, but I'm just thinking of another bike path in those plans.
There will be, that one is on Brewery.
Right,
I
and what's
believe-
the width of that one?
I think that was 8 foot, wasn't brewery 8 feet, because we ran into, up at the top of it, it's right up along the curb in the
Yeah, so you
tree.
don't
Oh,
have to right of way.
Oh, we adjusted
We had
the,
to do that.
we
so they
adjusted
cut
the
down.
distance between the curb and the path.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, I use that path every day, and I think the 10 feet is really amazing, I think we should continue it, I think that's. I mean, every time someone comes in, they notice that path, and as someone who runs on it, bikes on it, walks on it, everything, that 10 feet is very. Helpful, and I'm trying to picture, imagining it narrower.
well, it's narrower up at the top, if you go to brewery to Laufenberg,
Right.
it goes to 8 feet.
Okay.
Oh, Evergreen, okay.
That's the one, I mean, I'm on that all the time.
Gotcha.
Okay, I think it's,
For what it's worth, the standard width of a pavement box is 10 feet, so you might actually get a better price than if that gives us a box for 8 feet.
Can we at least check with, I have to believe the Parks Committee had some justification on why they. were
Yeah, he
choosing-
put their memos in his packet. He
I
provided.
would think he said. That was not an error, but an error. You mean like.
Yeah, it says 8-foot wide blacktop path extended throughout Evergreen Parkway, connecting all of Marshall Boulevard. I think
Well,
that's-
I know, but I'm guessing there was some discussion like here, so why did they choose to go with 8 versus 10?
You can go listen to the meeting.
Yeah,
Well,
I can do
Or we can
research.
just ask a member.
Yeah. I'll do some research. I'll ask someone first before I listen to that. Oh yeah, Cody, were you there? Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Most of all of our conversations about village owned and maintained walkways within the village were all based off of 8 feet. Everything I can remember between brewery, the new one off of KP, everything always seemed to be 8 feet was what village owned and maintained paths would be.
I'm pretty confident the one on CP currently is 10, and I know the one we're planning to extend into town will be 10 also. I'd have to check honestly to see what's along the fleet. I know coming out where the boardwalk is. I'm not sure, usually 8 would only be used in places where you just do not have space.
Yeah, that 10 was desirable for plowing too, because you could run a truck down there.
But we can check.
Yeah.
Let's just.
Yeah, we'll do some digging.
We're not deciding.
Yeah, we're not deciding, right?
Nope.
I was just getting my
But if
2 cents in. Was I not supposed to do that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's what we're.
But we're doing it.
We're getting the feedback. Better to hear it now than when the construction documents get here. All right, so you're saying the other ones are just more engineering stuff that, because I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. T-turns and having 2 valves and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with all of them.
That is why you were wanting insulation on the water main crossings, that's so they just don't freeze.
Exactly.
Freeze.
Yes, so anytime we're close to a large diameter storm sewer with water main, that storm sewer is only, it's full of air unless it's raining. So, it's at the ambient temperature of the air. If the air is at -10, the ground is -10, but so, it's just to prevent freeze, it's purely on convection.
Right, that's what I figured. That's an insulation.
All right, we're good with this one? Why don't you stay up for the next one?
Okay.
Well, we never did discussion and possible action regarding declaration of covenants, restrictions and easements.
No, that's what
But
we're
we're
on
headed
right
to-
now.
Perfect.
That's what we're on right now. I didn't know where to put Brian's stuff on this. All right, for B, discussion and possible action regarding declaration of covenants, restrictions and easement. So. Here's where. As you know, the village has no say in enforcing those rules and stuff, but. It's at this time where I think it's important that these are not in conflict with. Where the village would like to go, and we've done this with, a couple of the other developments, so there's a couple, well, I have 5 items to talk about. So for solar. You know, we're big into sustainability and obviously, we want to support anybody that wants to put solar on. In this, it says it has to be approved by the ACC. I would rather have the writing, and I agree with you in your. Covenants that it should be the ones that are mounted. Parallel to the roof versus in a big backyard with a big one. So I would be comfortable if it would just state that solar can be placed, but they have to be the roof mounted ones. Versus having a group decide if someone can put solar on or not.
Do we, have any specific that we can add until we get the verbiage up there?
Do you know what page it's on, Jay?
Unfortunately, I didn't write that
Okay.
down.
The solar's on page 161, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
So. Yeah, you'll read it where,
No active, so it's C, no active solar collector.
Yeah.
first, without unless approved by who shall consider blah, blah, blah. Solar collector or flat pan install flat or parallel to the plane of the roof are preferred. But still must be approved by, so I would just say, that's the kind of. Solar they can have.
Sure, I mean, but. Yeah.
I mean, again, this is I'm trying to take what we've been trying to do as a village and do it, but if people have a problem with it, speak up. Cause I don't wanna be, that's why I didn't do it earlier. I wanted to make sure the board was on top of some of these. Changes. So that one, I think we should, you know, I don't mind you give some direction on what type of. Solar, but I think we should allow it without having to go through a group.
Do you know if your previous subdivisions? If that language isn't almost identical to your previous?
Yes, it
subdivision?
was for Creek Crossing and we eliminated it.
We completely took out any limit.
Took it out. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious if we could get some sample language that you guys like. I'm sure we'll be able to work that. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we just had them default back to the village ordinance is what we did, which is. Basically, on the road, you don't need a permit any longer, conditional use permit. Permitted by right as long as it meets.
Yeah, we can check out the village language on solar also, so, and that's, we'll figure that one out, that's fine.
All right. I hate to bring this one up, but you have it in there that people are not allowed to have chickens or ducks.
Yep.
And as you know, you were at the plan commission, that is a hot topic here in the village, so what? You know, I can just see it now that. Now we're gonna have to say, hey, if you live here, you can have chickens, if you live here, you can't have chickens.
How does that work? Cause our development has no chickens in the ACC, but wouldn't the village ordinance trump that?
We can't enforce covenants.
Yeah.
No, but what he's asking is, since this village allows it. Can someone just do it no matter what they say? I think you can be more restrictive, you can't be more liberal than what.
Okay.
That's how usually the laws are written, you can be more restrictive, you just can't be more liberal than that.
You know, I think we'd have an issue with that.
Okay,
It's not typical in new subdivisions. I see the potential contradiction between the village, which is more rural versus what we're used to doing.
well, even Madison allows chickens now. You can't get any more urban than that.
You're not getting one in Ox Landing. But again, I think it's a fair
No,
point. I don't
yeah.
know.
I just wanna make sure everybody's here because we gotta have an answer when people come.
I don't know who trumps who. And it might just be as simple as the village trumps speed restrictions anyway. So someone should check that.
Yeah, we'll definitely check it. We have a meeting next week.
I think if the covenants is more restrictive,
Yeah, I think-
that applies.
I think somebody buying a lot in your neighborhood is agreeing to these
Yeah.
terms essentially, so if they put it in, you have the right to. How do you get rid of them? You tell them they have to get rid
Yeah,
of them.
the village doesn't have.
No, what you could do is you couldn't say, hey, you can have 10 chickens. You can't be more liberal than what we say.
Yeah.
But you can be more restrictive.
With a-
I'm pretty sure, but we'll check with Paul on Wednesday.
Okay.
That's an easy one, but you're totally opposed to that.
Today, yes.
Okay.
I think that's fine, and if we have residents that are upset, I mean, hey, they're allowed in the village, but you signed these covenants when you bought your house, you know, that restricted them, so.
All right, I just wanna,
Anything we can do, take it up with your ACC, dissolve the HOA, whatever you gotta do, but.
It's really no different.
well, I just want, I'm reading through these and I'm just bringing up things that are potential problem.
I mean, it's no different than a size requirement.
Yeah, no,
We might have one size requirement, Scenic Ridge might have another.
yeah, and don't get me when I'm bringing this up on one side or the other. I'm
Okay.
just bringing issues up that I'd like the board to do because we most likely will be dealing with them. So then, the next one you have and, is no signs at all, no lawn signs and stuff, so. We have zoning of a temporary for, and the reason I bring this up is people like to put political signs during elections on their lawns. We have informational signs like, hey, this is events happening, St. Francis football. And then even our police department has one on safety tips. So reading that, I wasn't real clear when you say, are you talking about all signs like, and I understand we would not allow it, like if someone has a home business, putting a business sign there. You have you can do it when you're selling your house, then you can put the sign up. But I'm just, were you at Hawks Landing, are people able to put up political signs? And if the high school's doing a fundraiser, or something like that?
Cam, I don't know, I would guess your covenants have something similar. I could be 100% wrong, but anything,
They do, but I don't think we've ever run into anything, and that one's a little tricky because like political signs are like a First Amendment.
Well, right,
I was gonna say that.
Well, we don't really.
enforce it.
Well, no, you do if someone complains, but no one complains. No, we don't have an HOA, but we have ACC, we have this.
So, this is what I would tell you. I would guess every subdivision in the last 20 years has that. I'm not sure any HOA has ever enforced it. And at the end of the day, when it comes down to freedom of speech, I'm not sure you could take down a political sign anyway.
I bring that up because I think you're absolutely correct.
I don't think you can take down a political one, but like
You can-
but a fundraiser one, if someone at an HOA or an ACC wanted to kick a fit about it and it was in the covenants, I think they, again, not our problem, but I think they could.
And now
take
we,
it down.
even though they're allowed, we do have restrictions on when they can be put out and when they have to be taken down. So that is legal to do. So I just, again, I'm just bringing these things up because I read them and
I would say in general, deed restrictions are a piece of paper that are mostly abided to. And really at the end of the day, by the time an HOA went through the legal process to get you to take down a political sign, the election would be over.
yeah,
So I mean, I think in theory, you need a basis for any new subdivision. And again, I've been doing subdivisions for over 40 years. I can't remember one person being taken to task for a political sign.
Yeah.
Or signs in general. I mean, you see garage sale signs all the time. Yeah, no one's getting in trouble for political.
No, like I say, I'm not going one way or the other. I just, like I say, these things and there have been experiences where someone has taken these to heart and have complained on just about everything. All right.
Bill has his hand raised.
Oh, go ahead, Bill.
So on the sign issue, I think what you can do is you can restrict how many signs you have out in the yard. For example, if someone is running for whatever elected thing that they're running for, office that they're running for, you can restrict, hey, I don't want you putting up 10 signs. I don't want you putting up 5 signs, but you can put up 1 or 2 signs. I think, maybe something that would be something to consider within the covenants is instead of saying you can't have them, restricting how many you can have. For political signs, for that, basically that's really what I'm coming in is political signs.
And that's in our ordinance. We have that all.
Yeah, I'm pretty
covered,
sure
so-
we have them already.
On the number of signs, the size of signs, but I just bring it up, Okay, the other
Right.
one you have in there, which I thought was somewhat interesting, metal roofs have to be approved by the ACC. And now they make metal roofs that look like shingles now and everything, so I'm just wondering why all the other roofs don't need any ACC approval, but just metal roofs.
I think it's an aesthetic thing. Cause it'd be under the, I'm assuming it's under the resident or the architectural requirements. I'm not exactly.
I don't know. It's gonna be near the front of it.
Oh, it's in
one of
there.
my first notes.
It's one of your stuff.
Is that because at certain angles of the sun, they can cause excessive glare from the rooftop? I've seen that before where certain angles will.
And this is a whole new world with metal roofs.
Right,
Because you never really, it never had them. So I think it's just one of those things where we're not saying no, but we need to see it. And because honestly, if somebody came with and I don't even know if we'd say no to this, but if it was a straight gabled roof and it was all metal, I don't know if we'd approve that. I think we would need some break in there of some sort. But you know, without seeing a plan specific.
Well, I was just curious on because they're becoming so popular and there's such a variety now of metal roofs that.
I don't think you're seeing, and I could be wrong, because I don't see every house built in Dane County. I'm not sure I've ever seen a 100% metal roof home.
I think you don't know you're looking at metal.
Yeah.
roofs.
Oh, well, I could be too. Yeah, I mean, you know, on these, what we would suggest is Paul getting us some language that you're comfortable with.
Yeah, again, it's just, it's not like I'm uncomfortable, it's more, it's curious because it's kind of what I'm seeing the trend.
Yeah.
You know, all right. Go ahead, if you have.
No, I'm just saying, I can understand if this progresses to a golf course and someone's out on the third tee and there's a house over here with a metal roof and everyone's being blinded, who's gonna wanna hit that hole at 10:30 in the morning? Nobody is.
Yeah.
It's like, if that's like where you're driving.
Yeah, so I think, you know, a lot of these requirements are just, we're not saying no, but just show us what you're doing.
All right, and then the last one is, the whole thing with, clotheslines. You know, a lot of people have the umbrella type that they put in the.
We're not having clotheslines.
Alright.
So many don't.
No.
Huh?
So many don't.
I know, but it goes kind of against sustainability a little bit, so, I mean. I just, like I say, I think,
I read that,
What?
but I have the clothesline. I don't think you can have a permanent one, but I think. you
right,
can have
that's what, do
temporary.
you have the umbrella type? That,
No,
I don't.
I don't
remember
have
what
it.
is.
But I think you can have like you can pull something out to put clothes out, but isn't this like?
no, this is no,
Right,
it's very clear, no.
right. No, I'm hearing it too, that I'm expecting that because of the sustainability piece and.
And there's a lot of things you don't wanna throw in the dryer, so it's nice to hang them outside to dry. in the-
Yeah, can you, does that mean you can't drape it over your patio furniture? Like,
Yeah, much so.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty much no, for all sorts of reasons, and maybe it's just us. But, yeah, if you did something over your patio, no, you're gonna be fine.
No, a lot of them say like, they can't be permanent, and
Yeah.
some of them have it on decks where they're fastened to the side. And then you pull it and hook it to something, clothesline, then you unhook it, but like I say, it's, some of the stuff I just think is really antiquated and.
There's a lot of interior drawing racks now. That you
well,
can
it's
sell.
just-
Sure, I mean, it's.
Yeah, like I say, these are the things I'm reading through and,
Yeah,
cause that was one of the main things in the neighborhood that didn't do it, and a lot of people were doing it because it says, my house, if I wanna hang some clothes out there, I'm going to, and. They get into bitch and matches and then they try to bring us involved, so. I'm just trying to make sure there's good foundation, that it's not just a template, that. There's good reason for it, and, alright, that's all I have on that one.
I had a question, well. Probably a can of worms, but the golf carts, you basically say they can't be used on a golf cart, but. What were you thinking if someone in Marchstone wanted to own a golf cart? To like take to the golf course whenever that
No,
arrives
I
one
was
day?
looking for chief. Yeah, I don't,
we don't.
Well, I mean, they can't drive on the public roads, but if
Right.
your backyard was toward the golf.
Oh,
course,
I see what
you
you're
were
saying.
just like,
so you guys, is it prohibited in the village golf carts, even if they're street legal?
I believe.
Yeah, you can do an ATV and UTV, but we didn't include golf carts, and the state would require, like you say, a road ready one.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's only. That would be the only scenario I would see that would work, is if it's street legal, seatbelts, blinkers, you know, lights, or everything that you would need for that, but.
and they wouldn't be able, if the village allowed golf carts on, street
Yeah.
ready ones, they can't stop that from happening.
okay. The only other thing I'll point out is just fencing in general, that's been the biggest issue. With ACC in our neighborhood is people want to put a fence because they got animals that they're restricted to one specific fence, it's ugly. And it's one color and it's expensive, and I can't tell you the amount of fights I've had being for that, so. I understand the aesthetics of it and I guess I don't know how far you're gonna take that, but just
We'll
think
take
about
it as far as we have to,
Yeah.
because we're gonna do exactly everything you don't like.
Well, it's not that.
Oh, you're,
I don't have
you're
a
allowing
fence, and
fencing, but it has to be a certain kind.
I don't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't mind it so much, it's just, it's that you're, whatever ACC group you're gonna have, I don't know if you guys are gonna run it or if you're gonna outsource that, that's gonna probably be their number one pain in the ass, because people are gonna want dogs, they're gonna want fences, and then the homeowners are gonna be very upset when they figure out that the fence is so expensive. And ugly.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Have you had one issue with fences at Pioneer?
I'm on the HOA, for the Pioneer Point
Mhm.
Golf Course
Yeah,
Committee.
yeah,
And we have had zero issues with people that, we have fences out there, and those are the kind of fences that we approve. We've had
metal black
people,
ones there.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've had people that have asked for taller and privacy fences, and I don't know why you want a privacy fence for doing a golf course lot, but that's just me. But no,
Yeah, okay, well, I'm surprised, we have 40-something houses in our lot, and I think 8 of the houses have complained about the fence, and
Well, I
it's
think-
been a problem.
It's because you picked either beige trim or white trim, and if you pick white trim, it's a beige fence.
And 90% of the homes have white trim. So again, just another thing to think about, especially if your fence color, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, black metal kind of goes with everything, but I don't know what you're gonna go with
Like
here.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have no fences. I don't like fences,
No. Invisible fences are really good.
Yes, I like those. All right, anything else on this? Go ahead.
One more quick one. This just deals with your building and yard lighting. You say all lights shall be white, no colored lights. That like you're just trying to keep blue bulbs out or purple bulbs. I just was wondering when I read that, because all your other stuff is great, like, you know, they should be shielded, they should be down. And then I'm like, wasn't sure what you meant by white or what you were referring to with that.
No Christmas lights.
Well, that's what I was like.
No Santa light ups.
No red light district.
Yeah, I mean, I just, the intent is really not to have a whole bunch of different colored lights.
Okay.
But you're talking about the lights that are attached to the house. You're not restricting Christmas, Halloween, Easter lights.
I
Or,
have,
Usually ACC still apply temporary fixtures, so.
oh,
I have all sorts of colored Christmas lights, so I don't even do the white ones, I get all the colors.
Okay, but they could be, people could put yellow ones in, like some are yellow and some are white, you aren't like that specific about the white color, that's why it's cause like some people are getting yellow and darker orange ones, like, you know, but you just don't want driving down blue, purple, and green, like, is what you're saying, you want all kind of yellow, hues, sort of. Okay, I've read these things in a lot of things, and yours is the person that ever like limited the light color, like actually said specifically, like no color lights in '70s. So I was curious what we're meaning and implying.
all right. Anybody else have anything? Then can I have a?
Yeah. I got one.
Go ahead, Bill.
So on 5.16, you're talking about basketball equipment. Now, we're not putting any parks within phase 1 at all, right?
Right.
Correct.
Okay, so I just want to get clarification. So what you're saying is that people can have a basketball backboard, hoop, post, whatever, but those have to be approved by the ACC. That's all you're saying there, right? You're not saying that they cannot put them out in their yard.
Right.
Okay, because in my subdivision, there's probably a dozen homes that have basketball backboards and hoops and all that. And we have a basketball park right down the road from us, and they still use that. So I just want to make sure that you're not disallowing that at all, or that's going to be a challenge to try and put a basketball hoop up, but it just has to go through the ACC for approval.
I mean, exactly.
Okay.
Neighbor in Pioneer Point has a basketball hoop, the kid was out playing on the way here, so we, that's all good, it's just, we need to know where it's gonna go.
Okay, fair enough.
So it won't be a
Thank you.
for the home next week.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I'm sorry, I found another one. Firearms and hunting. I mean, we don't allow any discharge of firearms in village limits
No.
anyway, so, I mean, it's fine to have it, but Chief Tony would be knocking on the door if they ever shot a gun anyway.
Understand. All right. Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion to approve the declaration of covenants, restrictions, and easements as presented.
Okay, but I think there was gonna be potentially some changes, like solar.
Yeah.
Oh,
So do you want to add like contingent upon addressing what was,
I think it was
Discussed
just
tonight?
the solar one, right? Is that the only one that we?
Well, I mean. we'd
and then
be
the chickens
okay-
and ducks?
Assuming the final plat gets approved tonight, we'd be okay bringing these back. For a later approval if that works. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I think that would be the best.
So delay it?
Check.
so.
So,
Second.
so what we would do is, no one seconded, so we'll let it die and then we'll just postpone this to a future board meeting. If I can have a motion to do that.
Make a motion to postpone general business item number 2B
To capital B.
to capital B to a future board meeting with a new, or to review a new draft of the covenants.
I'll second.
All right. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same, so moved. All right, C. Discussion and possible action regarding a waiver from section 83.83 sub C of the subdivision code to formalize allowing lot areas smaller than 9,600 square feet width at the building and frontage on public street per the zoning code. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the waiver from section 83.83C of the subdivision code to formalize allowing lot area smaller than 9,600 square feet width at the building and frontage of the public street per the zoning code.
All right, do I have a second?
That was it.
All right, I have a motion and a second, discussion.
I will not be in voting in favor of this.
All right, let's do a roll call vote, please.
Trustee Calvater,
Yes.
trustee Borland,
Yes.
trustee Polanowski,
No.
trustee Brochus,
Yes.
trustee Borcar,
Yes.
trustee Bratton,
Yes.
President Lightfoot.
Yes. All right. Go to D, discussion and possible action regarding a waiver from land dedication to allow the payment of fees in lieu of parkland dedication as outlined in section 83.12 of the subdivision code. All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve regarding a waiver from the land dedication to allow for payment of fees in lieu of parkland dedication as outlined in section 83.12 of the subdivision code.
All right, do I have a second? I'll second it. Discussion? Just to remind, I'm pretty sure this was passed last month when we were talking about water reservoirs, so I'm not, I think it's okay here again, but
Mhm.
That's what I was wondering why it was on here again.
it's just part of the final.
Yeah, it's just part of the final plat, so this, yeah, this has to be separate from, you just have to vote on this.
It's just. from the agenda.
Formality.
I'm
Yeah.
with you 100%.
Because it's a variance in chapter 80.
Yes.
Why it has to pass, and I think it has to have 6 votes.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, no, that is.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, it's not
Mhm.
6.
While it's a waiver, and this is from our village attorney.
Yeah.
It is not the waiver that requires that. It's a waiver, but not a statutory requirement waiver. If I have got it
Okay,
correct
I
from
think
Paul.
so.
So the one that we passed was fine because, actually it was from plan.
That was at Plan Commission.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were able to, approve it according to our legal counsel.
Yes.
But anyways. So, any discussion? All right, the roll call vote, please.
Trustee Borcar,
Yes.
trustee Bratton,
Yes.
trustee Calvater,
Yes.
trustee Borland,
Yes.
trustee Polanowski,
No.
trustee Brochus,
Yep.
President Lightfoot.
Yes. All right. E, discussion and possible action regarding a condition of approval prior to signing a final plat. Resolve staff comments on construction plans. I guess maybe that's what we already did.
That's what I was gonna say. I think.
Yeah.
That's what was, okay.
Yeah, so that was just kind of looping all of Brian's comments into one, just stating that all of those need to be addressed before the construction plans come back for formal approval.
But that
So
includes-
so this condition of approval needs to happen before the final plat gets signed. Brian, do you want to explain
Yeah,
a little bit
that doesn't make
more?
any sense to me.
He helped me with the language there, so.
This was,
Yeah,
so that's what we have typically seen at this stage. That identifies that there are items to be resolved yet on plans. To keep the process moving forward. That's how we've typically done approvals in cross plans for other communities, but it's a policy call, is the concern that this would, those words and that's placement is gonna hold things up, or what's?
Well, no, I guess I'm confused, and maybe other people, when we were up here going through your list, you said, well, we can have further discussion once the construction documents are done, right?
Mhm.
Which I said, okay, that makes sense. We're gonna do the construction documents at enough. I'm reading this that we have to have an approved construction document before we can sign the final plat.
That's how the village has generally done plats. Or historically done plats, I should say, is that you hold off on signing it until everything is done. But if that's just a village policy decision, it's not a.
Well,
wait, so can the final plat be approved without signing?
Sure.
So they could approve the final plat this evening and then sign it at a later date once the covenants are all taken care of, or covenants and construction plans and everything is taken care of.
wow.
They're generally done in rapid succession. Cross plans is generally done in a rapid succession when they're all set. Out of fear of, platting something.
Like I say, if everybody's comfortable.
Let them feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just,
I
it's
know the
hard for
word.
me to follow this, but I come from somewhere else, a different way of looking at
I
it.
said once everything's finalized, but everything isn't finalized now.
Well, it just, so everybody, the village has historically not signed it and recorded it and created all, sellable pieces of land at this stage, because there's a lot of things that still need to happen. Including developers agreement and financing on their end and, letters of credit to start construction and, final construction plans that in communities that we work in that do sign the document, they create those parcels today, and if God forbid something happens, and the economy changes or they just don't want to finish the project, now all those parcels are made, they're stuck. And you got a bit of an albatross on your hands, so it's what we see in the communities we work in is it's fairly typical to not sign and record that plat until you're a little further along. Not intending to make these guys feel nervous that you're gonna pull the rug out from under them, but you're quite a ways from groundbreaking. So that's what you've typically done in the past.
Okay, but I guess I'm gonna be honest, I'm confused as hell. So the board here approves the final plat, but I'm not gonna sign it. Then all of a sudden, something happened in construction that we don't agree, whatever. So
Isn't this just saying that you guys are agreeing to approve the final plan, but it won't be signed until all the Ts are crossed and the Is are dotted?
Well, I
Meaning, you're happy with the construction of all the stuff we just talked about.
as long as you're comfortable with number G stating that, I'm fine with that. But it looks like I'm not gonna be on, thing where the board says yes, and all of a sudden, I'm the guy that's not signing it. Because construction documents don't go well. And you come back and say, wait, the board, who are you? You're not the dictator, you're not the king.
We're not expecting any sign off at the village level until Brian's happy with.
Okay, as long as we'll put that into the motion when we get to the final plat. I'm fine with that, as long as everybody has an understanding, because.
Yeah, so signing and approval are two different things, I guess. That's what
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
saying.
I personally interpreted it, if the board approves it, I sign it.
Yeah, and I think it's two different things.
And we're not expecting.
Mhm.
Okay, so on E then. Is that something we actually vote on? Since. The construction plans haven't really done all the comments yet. Right?
I would say we postpone E to a later meeting until we have those construction plans finalized. That's my opinion.
Or just ignore E and on G, make your actual motion something along the lines of, I'm Brian talking to the board member for the record, I move to approve the final plat. Understand that it would not be signed and recorded until the construction documents have been approved by all parties.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable with that.
So we can just
This isn't
disregard
making
E.
any sense to what we've already
That's
talked.
fine.
So. No action on E. All right, we'll get through this.
Almost there.
All right, discussion and possible action regarding the condition of approval prior to signing a final plat to add a note to the face of the final plat stating no land disturbance of any kind, including but not limited to installation of water and or sewer utilities, stormwater facility, or other infrastructure grading or hillside clearing shall take place on OL 10, 11, or 12 of the plat without the express written consent of the village board following recommendations of the plan commission. Okay.
I can
even
explain.
have an outlot 11 and 12.
We don't have a 10, 11, 12 outlot.
We have
Right.
a 10. Oh, we have an 8, 9.
Oh, we got a 10. Right. We don't have 11 or 12.
Paul and Sonia put this together. Sonia, are you on here? Because these are the numbers that I had from you. So interesting. Okay, that's fine.
Well, help me out here.
Yeah, so basically what this is stating, this just came out of a conversation that I had with Sonia, Brian, and Paul last week. So that anything beyond phase 1 needs approval from Plan Commission and Village Board. That's all that this is stating. Anything that would go into the ground needs approval at the Plan Commission and Village Board level first.
You mean for stage 2 and 3?
For anything after phase 1.
Yeah, for the outlots.
Yep.
They're talking about the outlots that are not part of phase 1, which is 8, 9, and 10.
Yep.
Example, like Ryan noted earlier, like we can't take dirt.
Dirt, they can't pile dirt and stuff they can't do anything unless they get permission
Yep.
from us.
So it's just an added protection for the village.
Yes, that makes some sense.
Yeah.
You guys okay with that? Yep. All right, so when someone reads and makes the motion, please do
Change the
8, 9,
outlets.
and 10.
I got it. I'll try it.
All right,
So, I make a motion to approve a condition of approval prior to signing the final plat to add a note to the face of the final plat stating, in quotes, no land disturbance of any kind, including but not limited to installation of water and or sewer utilities, stormwater facilities, or other infrastructures grading or hillside clearing shall take place on outlot 8, 9, and 10 of the plat without the express written consent of the village board following recommendation of the plan commission, end quote.
thank you. Do I have a second? All right. Got a motion and a second discussion. All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All
Aye.
opposed, same. So moved. All right, G, discussion and possible action regarding approval of final plat. Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion to approve the possible action regarding approval of the final plat.
No, we wanna add,
The construction, or
remember?
construction documents.
How we're gonna.
Okay.
Do we want the declaration, the covenants also where it's come with it?
Those are coming back, but I don't think it has to be part of this. Well, if you wanna
Yeah, I
have,
just had noted that postponed to future board meeting.
yeah,
that
what,
one.
what Michael's saying is, do you want to put that also in the motion? The motion should be to approve the final plat with the
But not
condition,
sign-
huh?
But not sign or record it.
Recorded until approval of the construction documents and covenant, how's that? That's the motion.
Well, do we need to have the consent and the covenants in there? We can't enforce any of it anyway.
Well, that's part of our process that it has, I think that's part of the final plat process.
Okay.
So we have to have it in, even though we don't enforce it, it still comes through us,
Sure.
because we've made some changes to it. All
Jay,
right.
did you make that motion, seeing as you kind of laid it out?
No,
Yes.
You go for it, Bill.
I did, that was.
No, Jay did. I'll second it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
That was the motion.
perfect.
Can you restate the motion?
Yeah, approval of the final plat with condition of with the condition of not having it not signed until construction documents and covenants is approved by the board. All right. All, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same.
No.
Oh, okay. Can you make a note of that?
Yep.
All right, discussion and possible action regarding approval of the developers agreement. Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion to approve the developer agreement.
All right, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Cameron?
Well, there's 900 pages, so maybe I'm mistaken. There was a lot of mention of like HOA, I think in the developers agreement, or maybe that was a different document.
Well,
No, okay, I'm thinking, never mind then.
yeah, that whole 900 pages was not the.
I know.
77.
That's all of the stuff.
Is it 77 is when it starts.
This is the contract between the developer and the village.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
They're going to apply and install the streets and the utilities and,
Yeah, it's with all the wear. and-
Check, how many days?
right, how it gets, yeah.
Yep.
The engineer's gonna be out there checking things, et cetera.
And this was written by our attorney. Is Brian still here? You put input on that developers agreement,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
And
so
it's very
needed.
common for what other developments have been in the village.
Mhm.
All right. All right, let's just do a roll call
Trustee Brett, or
Did we vote?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
trustee Borcar,
Yes.
trustee Brochus,
Yes.
trustee Pomakowski,
Yes.
trustee Portland,
Yes.
trustee Calvater,
Yes.
president Michael.
Yes. All right. So we know where we're going from here?
Thank you.
Yep. All right, can I have a motion to go into public hearing on the proposed 2026 budget?
A motion to go into public hearing on proposed 2026 budget.
I'll second.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Calvater,
Yes.
trustee Bratton,
Yes.
trustee Pomakowski,
Yes.
trustee Portland,
Yes.
trustee Brochus,
Yes.
trustee Borcar,
Yes.
president Michael.
Yes. Now, this is the one that we posted in the paper, it's not the current.
Right.
Gotcha.
We had to publish it so early.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's-
understood, I just wanted, I wanna have it on record that we're making that clear.
Mhm.
I don't see anybody from the public, is there anybody on the internet that would like to speak on the budget? At the public hearing?
I don't see anyone.
All right. Do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
I'll make a motion to close. I'll second it.
All right. We
There
got
you go.
Sarah, then Bill. All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So move. All right, going into number 4, discussion and possible action regarding the 2026 budget. Just so everybody knows how we're gonna do this, we're gonna do the small letters first, and then the capital letters. All right, just so everybody knows the process. So we have, A, we're talking about the capital fund, we'll talk about A sub A. Who's coming up and talking about it?
I can start, I guess. So this is just something we realized was something left out of the budget or in the capital plan. Obviously, we know we've been doing the sidewalk improvement policy or the program 2025 is the first year. There's estimates for what it'll cost next year already. So we put in the part that's going to be reimbursed by the homeowners, in the general fund. And then the part that the village will cover, we'll put in the cap.
All right, just kind of help me understand your sheet here. It says you have 40,000 for 2025. The proposed budget for 2026 is $15,000 higher. Why wouldn't it be the 28,250 higher?
Cause that's, the 28,250 is the amount that the village is covering. So that's
Yes.
going in the capital, that's in the second. That's adding to the 2.9 million.
Okay, so what's the 40 to 45?
The
So
15,000, the 15,000 that will be reimbursed from home landowners. So we currently budget 40,000 for like. Curb and gutter replacements, the crack filling, just random. Improve like street repairs.
You're basically saying the maintenance, the 15,000 coming from landowners for the 110 above and the 120, you're asking for 28,000 more for the capital, for the village to pay for the borrow.
But if the landowners are paying, that's income to us.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to
the
figure
budget's
out.
going up by 15,000.
Get this net,
That's the
so we'll show
15,000.
revenue, we added 15,000 to revenue
That's what.
and 15,000.
Oh, okay.
And then the
Yeah.
below the 28,000 is our borrow, the 15 above is the.
Yeah, now I'm following it.
There could be
Yes,
4
that
account numbers on here, 2 revenues and 2 expenses, so I just.
Okay.
But yes, we're gonna, the 15,000 are revenue also adding.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is making some sense now.
Sorry.
And Matt, you think next year we're gonna be having about the same amount?
They already did the assessment this year, and so we already have the numbers for next year. It's just whether concrete prices go up. Essentially.
Okay, so the amount of jobs from this year to next year, is it higher, lower, the same?
They tried to stay within the same amount.
Oh, okay,
And they already did the assessment, so we already know. Based off of this year, what concrete prices were,
yeah,
what we're supposed to pay next year, so.
okay. All right. All right, do I have a motion? All right, I'll make a motion, that we accept the supplement budget request for maintenance and infrastructure on the sidewalk, program.
Awesome.
All right, I have a motion and a second discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. All right, so now we're going to capital A, which is the whole capital fund. Do you want to say anything or should we just go for, okay, we had that discussion back in August, September?
Yeah.
Okay, one of those 2 days.
September, I think.
September.
Yep.
So do I have a motion to approve the capital fund?
Thanks, we're not. I'm sorry.
All right, I will,
Where is it?
the
Yeah.
capital fund was approved.
Yeah.
It was approved in September, and if you went last month to her
You can click on the
link,
link.
you would have
This is-
seen the fund.
Okay.
So it's not all, they didn't put all the funds back in yet.
Mhm.
We didn't wanna add another 200 pages.
Yeah, and if remember last time, because it was discussion only, we weren't able to do a lot of this stuff last month, so. So we're right here, the only thing is, nothing's changed on the capital fund from September, except for what we just voted on. And we temporarily approved that in September.
So can it just be that simply that we approve the capital fund?
Yes.
For 2026?
Yes, that's what I'm looking
I
for.
say, I think we probably adjusted the amount of the building costs after bids came in,
Oh, okay.
so there are, that would change, but.
So as presented? 17, why did you send it?
Yeah, you're fine.
There we go.
You made a motion to approve the capital fund. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Do I have any discussion?
I can't, the link, is it, it's. supposed to
Yeah,
be-
the link doesn't work.
Right, I couldn't see it.
You can't
No.
get to the 2026 budget document.
Go.
So I didn't see.
It worked in the last packet, but it's
Yeah,
not
September.
this one.
Go to the September board
It's-
meeting.
It's
and
on the
pull it up.
website too.
Yeah.
That's where I had to go.
Yeah,
find
we
it,
can say.
But that,
It's
that
tough.
link is.
I can't
Okay.
find the 2026 budget documents on the website, are they
It's a
public?
hidden page.
It's a hidden
Yeah,
page.
you didn't, that's what, yeah, I couldn't find it.
The link is there.
But it should-
No,
Well-
yeah, that isn't what.
This link doesn't
Can
work.
you say as presented then?
Oh.
Well, we're just approving the 2026 capital fund.
On the
I think it's
website, on
You
the
can
page?
say,
Let's say-
No, it's not, okay. Okay, first of all, this capital fund was approved by this board in September.
Correct.
Okay, so you have it all, you had all the information, we went through every item and discussed them.
No,
Now,
no,
yes,
no, I agree with you. No, I don't think anyone here disagrees that we didn't see it, but now we're making a motion tonight for the public. To tell them to go back to the September meeting to look at the document.
no, this is all gonna be published once it's approved.
Okay.
So and the term hidden is probably not appropriate word.
No, you
What
can't
it-
find it on the
You can't
website.
Hey, would you let me finish, please? The reason it's not on the website is because it's a working document. You don't put working documents into the public realm. All right, because people will not know what is what. So they have September, what we preliminary approved. When we get done tonight, they'll have the final approval. In between that time, there's all kinds of working documents. All right, and that's what it is.
Well-
Now, I agree with you that I forgot about the up in capital for the village hall. That probably should have been on here because that is a change on what we did in September. Now, we can certainly go right now if we want. If you want to go, you got it?
Mhm.
Pull it up. The
Yeah.
capital one.
And anybody could have told me the link didn't work and I would have.
But it worked on our previous the
Yeah.
meeting we
Yeah.
had 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
That one.
Can you
worked.
pull
So
up
it's
capital?
So I mean,
Yeah.
there you go.
yeah.
So each
All
of the
my
funds are
links
listed.
on
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and I didn't notice the link didn't work till this weekend, so there was no point, but it's published and stuff, there's no sense in. Anyway,
We can go, there is a way for us to go in once it's published and update it, just so you know.
Saturday.
Even on a Saturday.
All right, does anybody want Bobby to go through this?
We have a motion.
Yeah, we have a motion in a second. To approve the 2026 capital fund.
We'll just go through each page. Okay, that's the whole thing.
Any discussions or questions for Bobby or Carla? All right, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Paul Mikowski.
Yes.
Trustee Borcar.
Yes.
Trustee Workman.
Yes.
Trustee Brochus.
Yes.
Trustee Brad.
Yes.
Trustee Calvater.
Yes.
President Lindahl.
Yes. All right. B, can you pull up stay
Sure
at
can.
that page?
Oh, yeah, I can.
It's the debt service fund. Do I have a motion to approve the 2026 debt service fund?
I'll make a motion to approve the debt service fund for 2026.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll page through it.
Sure.
And if you have questions for Bobby.
All right. That was only 5 pages.
All right, any questions or discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Paul Mikowski.
Yes.
Trustee Borcar.
Yes.
Trustee Borcar.
Yes.
Trustee Brochus.
Yes.
Trustee Brad.
Yes.
Trustee Calvater.
Yes.
President Lindahl.
Yes. Okay, we're at C. This is the tax increment district fund. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the increment district fund for 2026.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Paul Mikowski.
Yes.
Trustee Borcar.
Yes.
Trustee Workman.
Yes.
Trustee Brochus.
Yes.
Trustee Brad.
Yes.
Trustee Calvater.
Yes.
President Lindahl.
Yes. All right, we're at D, which is the general fund. We will do sub A first. That's the recycling fees. That was a supplemental budget request. The contract that we signed has a step fee increase for 2026. So we need to fund an extra 6,900.
This just missed in the, because it was already in the contract with a step increase. Like, why are we doing a supplement?
Because the rule was anything over 0% in base budget had to be a supplement. Well, this is a contract and yes, we're obligated. It also shows that they're following the rules.
I motion to approve the increase in the recycling fees for the general fund
I will second.
For 2026, right?
for 2026.
Second?
I will second that.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same. All right, so now we're going back to the capital D, the general fund for 2026.
This is a lot.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of pages, so if someone has a
57.
concern with a particular part of the general fund. This was just approved at last month's meeting. So. The only question I have on it right now, you made the adjustments that are in the packet, right? So what does the change in mill rate look like, percentage?
Or can you go back a page on the website?
Sure.
To like the list of all the documents and do the, on the top. So the summary page.
Yep.
Or actually go back, no.
No, she's looking for the one that has the
Do the
chart.
summary of changes,
Since 2026.
yeah.
Oh,
Yep, so that'll show what it was at 9. Down a little, was at 9:36 and now it's 9:29.
Oh, there it is.
So the changes we made since last meeting, it went down 7 cents. So we were at a 4.4.
Oh, this has been updated?
Yes,
She updated it on,
So it went from well, it was originally in the paper 4.48,
yeah,
and now it's 3.55.
yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
I wasn't at the last meeting, but I thought I looked at the fact there was no votes, it was all discussion. So
Right.
confused what changed between. Well, I mean, I know it was discussed, but you just said the changes made from the last meeting.
well, there were changes that we did need to, we did need to vote that we kind of all
Okay,
were not gonna object to, which was like moving contingency money, so how to bring the cost down, the tax rate down. So we decided, so we wanted to see that, to
Right.
see what
Okay.
kind of effect that had.
these are all of the changes.
Yeah, that you,
yes, okay. So the mill rate went down because of.
yeah, spending,
changes.
we're not budgeting for the contingency fund or some of the health insurance. Potential future costs. We did make motions, but she put it in, so. Are there any questions on that?
You need a motion to approve the general fund?
I do, sir.
I will make a motion to approve the general fund for 2026.
Thank you.
I will second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Paul Mikowski,
Yes.
trustee Borcar,
Yes.
trustee Borland,
Yes.
trustee Brochus,
Yes.
trustee Bratton,
Yes.
trustee Kettle.
Yes.
President Lehman.
Yes. All right, we're at E, library fund. We will take sub A first, building automation system. Elizabeth, you want to come up in case people have any questions? Okay, so just to rehash what we discussed, they're asking for an extra $4,150 to upgrade or the maintenance agreement, I guess it slaps.
Yep.
So they need to do that. So there was discussion on that. There was approval for that, but they were looking to take it out of their current budget instead of asking for the 4,150 extra. Is that still correct?
Yep.
And is that what we had in the budget? Okay, so that's where we are with this supplemental budget request. So do I have a motion?
I motion to approve the maintenance agreement with building automation systems for the library for the 2026 budget.
I'll second it.
All right, I have a motion and a second discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. Can you just stay up here first, just because?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so that one is taken. The other issue that was brought up, which is the general library fund that, and I'll say it was mine. In their budget, it shows, and I'm guessing it's current, that there's still
Yeah, scroll down.
a budget surplus.
Okay.
Again, I'm looking at, public policy. I don't think the taxpayers, I think the taxpayers in the village are obligated to cover the costs for the library, which we have done. I don't think taxpayers should have to pay for a surplus. I think people would rather have that money to hit what they want to spend it on. Just give you a little thing that it's, 10,000, it's certainly negotiable, but the 10,000, if you took that, that's equivalent to a 0.5% raise for every village employee. I think it's just bad public policy to give someone a surplus without, I'll let you respond, without not being budgeted for something. We have an obligation to cover the cost of the library. And the library also has other funds coming in. They also have an endowment fund that brings in money, and that is, I don't know how much that brings in. It's with the community foundation. But whatever revenue that is and cost is not built into their budget. So that's, I don't know if that's a separate budget that you run. But again, I just think it's a fairness thing that we shouldn't be taxing the taxpayers for an extra fund, a surplus. So go ahead, Elizabeth.
No, well, you mentioned, using that surplus could be, applied towards wages for village staff, so most of our staff is part-time, and so they are excluded from the compensation plan we passed. So, like, I can use some of that money to account for giving them a raise commensurate with whatever the full-time staff gets. Or bulking up our collection, so I can use some of that this next year for a library of things. That's really popular. So,
Well, I know, but if that
some of
was
the
like-
different services we're offering, I
Yeah, I'll get
have
used to it.
people.
Yeah, and I guess if that was the case and it was built into the budget, that would be a different thing. But right now, it's just 10,000 we're giving you to do whatever you want with, without going through the process that everybody else has to go through to spend money. That's where I'm not questioning your budget. I'm questioning that there's a surplus, and I don't believe that we should be budgeting surpluses. And you're not the only one. EMS, I've been working very hard on them too, to do the same thing. Cameron?
I'm gonna say, I think this feels, I mean, we have a required minimum in the general fund. Right?
No. We don't,
Or not.
ours is zeroed out.
We have to have
Yeah.
10% of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but they have a contingency fund of almost 44% of their budget. They have 200 and some thousand bucks they'll have in there. Last year they had 171, wasn't it?
Yeah, 171.
Yeah, 171,000. They're at 33% right now. They'll be up to 44% next year.
Sure.
To be fair, part of that is because I was not drawing a salary for most of the summer. Like, we had.
No,
I mean, so we are budgeted to have much more of a surplus, or the year end will be much more of a surplus than what we had budgeted for.
Understood. And that just happens, but that's why I'm saying it makes even more sense not to have a surplus built into the budget. Because most likely you're going to have a surplus that kicks in.
Because, so why I brought it up is I'm wondering if, I think we can do this year, but maybe next year you wanna look into having some sort of policy where you have a minimum of 10,000 in the general fund balance or whatever, and then, and then just put that 10,000 on that budget. And then get rid of the surplus part, then I think it's just a matter of presentation.
Okay, yeah, and I think I just this year, because
You don't think so?
I will vote again, if she would have put a budget line item to increase her fund balance by 10,000, I would have voted out, because they already, in my opinion, their fund balance is way higher than what it should be. They should actually be bringing that down.
So what are you advocating for here, Jay? What do you wanna see?
I would like to see the budget zeroed out, but that's what I would like to, just like we have a $3 million budget. Our revenue and our expenses zero out.
Sure, yeah.
Cause then the taxpayers are only paying for what the village is spending. We're not asking the taxpayers to give us an extra 10,000 that we can spend wherever we
I
want.
want them to zero $200,000.
No, it's 11,000.
Okay.
11,800 or
Sure.
something. Yeah, I would go down to, I'd take 10,000, so their budget would be 1,800 surplus. And then that gets kicked, because you know, there's gonna be more than 46,000, right, this year for surplus? Because you budgeted last year 47,000 in surplus, and like you say, if you didn't take a salary.
We didn't budget,
Yeah.
that's not what they budgeted, that's what.
No,
the
I
tax
understand.
Made it to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. Would you consider them budgeting the 11,800? You gotta answer it's an honest question. Of course, it's a budget item.
An issue with.
Well, that's what we need from the finance director. We need, that is a budgeted item, even though it's
But
not a
I
line item.
understood Elizabeth's argument also why we were increasing the levy to cover some of the wages stuff that the Dane County money shouldn't be covering all of their increases. So
No,
I heard both arguments, but this does make me uncomfortable to budget a surplus.
And I can certainly, I think part of this year, because we were supposed to stay at 0%,
yeah,
but I got an increase from Dane County, so it was like, if I'm supposed to stay at 0, but like, I don't know what to do.
no,
It felt like I couldn't budget that money for this year, because then I would be over the 0%. But that also is such an up and
Right.
down amount that, like, I
I know, I
can't
hear
plan
that.
our operating stuff being paid out of that every
But-
year, because next year it might be $10,000 less.
and I understand where you're coming from, but if you get more from the county, then I have no problem with it going down for the village, because there has been many years where the county has gone down and we filled the gap. You should be budgeting on what you need first and then where the revenues come from. And to me, taxpayers should always be the last. You fill in what you need to spend, and then you look at all your revenues, and at the very end, because I saw that how you did it with at your board meeting, everything was filled in except for the village amount, and that was highlighted in yellow. And I don't have a problem with that, but then it should be all subtracted. You shouldn't look at, okay, the county gave me an extra 20,000, so now what, I get to spend that somewhere else? Or that fits into the budget as 20,000, and then the village might not have to pay 20,000. You see what I'm saying? Because we're your last gap, right? We fill in your budget.
But like, thinking about how tight things are this year, that's gonna happen again next year, and if we're $10,000 short from the county next year, there's not going to be an extra $10,000 to fund the library next year. It's just gonna be, oh, sorry, like.
Has that can you think of any time in the history? I've been involved with the village since the mid-90s, and I've never remember seeing that happen.
But we haven't been up to the levy limit.
Yeah.
That's what you say.
Is like, we are at the limit, so if I take a cut this year, that is going to end up being a permanent cut for library services for our community.
And what if you get more money next year, so then that should go up to 15,000? My whole problem,
Then I will budget. I didn't realize that this was not how I should be budgeting. I was trying to stick to the 0% this year. Now that I know, I will budget differently going forward. I was trying to stick to the budget memo, obviously misunderstood that.
no, your budget memo is perfect. Where you and I differ is, instead of the 10,000 being a surplus, I would have asked 10,000 less from the village. That's where we only differ. It's a $10,000 difference on your line item, go up to revenue.
There.
Oh, sorry.
Are you gonna have to go up one more, right? Oh, I didn't see where's our portion of that revenue? Did I miss it?
The top line.
The top line.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's
yeah. So in my opinion, what should have been is where it says taxes, instead of 317,000, it should have been 307,075.
Which it was projected, that's funny.
Yeah, cause that's the surplus. That's the surplus part of it, yeah. The projected should equal the tax, cause that shows the 10,000 right there. You're asking for 10,000 more than what is projected, well, if that's how, I don't know how your group went through that.
I mean, that's helping cover library, like, our staffing. I don't, like,
But it's not, because at the bottom of the page, it shows that you have $10,000 that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think, well, I don't expect, and the village doesn't do this, you to run at zero. You have no money available for paying overtime or emergencies or, like, again, we have money for that stuff too. I think it's just a matter of presentation, I really do. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. I mean,
Well, you are, because you're wrong. We have a budget for overtime. We have a budget for
I know.
everything else.
So
You
so-
budgeted, you
so-
don't just.
Exactly, so if Elizabeth took that 10,000 and shifted a little bit more into salaries to cover overtime and a little bit more here for cover something else, and a little bit more there to cover something else, the numbers are the same, then it's gone, but now it's just in more.
But then you're just lying.
Well,
That's more of a fraud. No, I think
No,
that's
it's
terrible
not.
advice. You budget on what you think you're gonna spend.
Sure, if she wanted to spend 3,000 more in books and she put 3,000 more in books and 3,000 more in this, and she got rid of $10,000, and it's like, we don't even know, because now she's
Yeah.
buying more books.
Well,
She was trying to be fair, but the other departments couldn't do that.
Yeah.
right. Well, that was the whole point of, she would still have to do a supplemental budget request on that.
I guess, would you like we've already had our board meeting for
No.
November, like, I can bring a supplemental in December after I go to
No.
our.
We need to do this tonight.
No, we're dealing with it tonight.
I'm just.
I just am just throwing that out to you that, yes, you followed it. But the solution is not that it was a zero increase. The problem was your budget, your revenues came in higher from another source. And you kept it all versus letting the taxpayers get some benefit of that. Right? You just said the county, the reason it went up was because of the county giving you more money.
Yeah,
And you wanted to
right,
keep
more
that,
services.
and you didn't want that to go against costs at the village pays.
Well, because for the last 2 years, the county has picked up the tab for the compensation plan for the library. Like, we're village employees, that shouldn't be on extra county funds to cover that.
I agree.
Okay, so this year, the village would be covering that, that's that surplus that is going towards that.
And I guess we're covering it, I don't have a problem with that, the problem is we're covering that, plus we're paying for you to have an extra 11,000 to do what you want with. That's, you see what I'm, oh, and we can talk
Okay,
later, and I
yeah,
can
no,
walk
please,
you through
yeah,
it, but
I guess
I,
I think we're looking at it two different.
yes, I certainly agree.
Why did you not have a salary this summer?
For the maternity leave.
Oh, okay, there wasn't, like, I was like, the budget ran out, I was like, I don't think that would have
No,
happened, okay.
no.
Okay,
I mean, I
yes,
had some sick time, but.
yeah, no, that makes sense.
I'd say you notice the change in.
No. I did notice, but I was confused, because as it related to the budget, I was like, did you run out of money? That doesn't make any sense, okay.
I'm taking it that I'm the only one that has concerns over taxing our.
No, I mean,
No, I'm with, no, Jay, I'm with you on that one.
I agree with you too, but I still think this is just, I think it's a matter of presentation, I don't think Elizabeth is like treating this as a fun slush fund to do whatever she wants with it. I think she like has, it would go towards some things, I just don't think that's reflected.
The money just needs to be accountable, and that's what Jay's getting to. There's $10,000 that's not accountable. It's just sitting there.
But
And
you,
but every other department has to have a balanced budget that says this is what this money's accountable for. Now, I know that the library is different because they have their own budget as well as what they get from us and they get from the county and blah, blah, blah. But still, that money still needs to be accountable one way or the other.
All right.
Next.
Do we, what's that?
On to the next. I think,
Well-
really, we don't make a motion on this.
Well, I'm trying to get a feel because I would make a motion,
Okay.
but I think. How about, what I'd be willing to do is that we reduce the library fund by 5,000. That would still leave 6,000. I'm gonna make a motion to, and we'll just let it go that way. I'm gonna make a motion to reduce the library fund by 5,000 for 2026.
I'll second that.
All right, so we're at discussion. And I think we've had,
Elizabeth, what do you foresee yourself using this fund balance to pay for that the library has?
Yeah, I know we've talked about, using it for, like, there's a building project, part of it can go towards that. You know, kind of those larger projects that aren't gonna fit in with our normal. You know, operating.
Well, yeah.
everyday stuff.
Instead of borrowing money.
Yes.
yeah, but
Yes.
see, and I've heard, and I remember Pam saying the same thing, but we just how much did we spend for the roof and the siding and the new that, and how much did the library kick in? Zero.
I was gonna say, I don't know any of that, I guess I haven't done all that, 'cause it was all.
Yeah, that was, we paid 100% of that. You know, and that's not what a fund balance is supposed to be for. A fund balance is exactly what was brought up before, where all of a sudden you need to spend more money on books, let's say, because let's say a bunch of people stole your books or something like that. Let's just say that. So then you go to your fund balance to replenish that, right? Or, you know, something happens where we don't have revenue. That's why we have the 20% rule, you know, and generally it's 20% to 25%. That's what that fund balance is for those emergencies. So that's why generally people don't budget surpluses. Now, we did at one time, up until this year, budget 20,000 for a contingency fund. We eliminated that because our fund balance was so healthy. So that's,
The library is being punished for doing exactly what the village was doing.
no,
I mean, didn't the village just take money out of the general fund to pay for part of village hall?
no, you're right. We used the fund balance.
That seems like
Mhm.
I'm doing the, asking to do the same thing. And.
Well, no, you're not asking, you're saying that that's what it could be, and I'm giving an example, you would be right, you would have been doing exactly what we would have, if you would have taken your fund balance to say, hey. We have 33%, we wanted it at 20%, we'll take 13% of our fund balance and put it towards the new roof. That would be doing exactly the same thing that the village is doing, and I would
We
be,
did use fund balance to pay for like some HVAC upgrades and stuff last year. This isn't something that I haven't done, we just haven't had any. I mean, large projects. Since I've been here, it's something I'm looking into, we just haven't had anything massive. To like.
okay, I
So I.
don't know how far we gotta go back, but I didn't see any. Reductions from the fund balance, maybe you used endowment money for that.
No, we used, last year we used, fund balance money to pay for, we needed a new, I wanna say it was a motor for one of our rooftop units. So we used fund balance for that.
And where does the money go from the endowment fund?
From the endowment, that's held in library, because it's donation money, it's library help.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah.
It's
so our
in the
board-
community foundation, they run it for you.
Yeah, so we get a disbursement, every April, and then our board votes on what to spend it on, so in the last couple of years, we added an adult and young adult, Spanish collection this year, was a big chunk of what we spent that on. We have redone some of the furniture, had
Okay.
gross peeling footstools and a broken bench. So we replaced those, so just trying to use it for those things that fall outside of
Mhm.
our normal operations, but you know, go towards sort of the quality of the library experience and make it a place people want to hang out, and provide those extra services.
Okay. All right, we have it on, a motion on the table, let's do a, roll call vote.
Trustee Paul Mikowski.
Can I ask what the motion was again? Was it?
Motion was to reduce the library fund by 5,000 for 2026.
Excellent.
I vote no.
Trustee Borcar,
No.
trustee Borfund,
No.
trustee Brochus,
Yep.
trustee Braden,
Yes.
trustee Calvert,
Yes.
President Lightfoot,
Yes.
4-3.
All right, now we'll go to the library fund. Do I have a motion for that?
So that would be approving the library budget as amended.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the library fund as amended.
I'll second it.
All right, discussion? Roll call vote?
Trustee Bonkowski,
No.
trustee Borcar, no, trustee Borfund,
No.
trustee Brochus,
Yes.
trustee Braden,
Yes.
trustee Calvert,
Yes.
President Lightfoot.
Yes. All right. Water utility fund, we'll start with A. Cross connection inspections. Matt?
This is just. What we have to pay, or what's that, hydro code contract for. So for them to finish off getting us in compliance with the DNR. We spread it over 2 years instead of putting it all on the 2025.
Okay,
I motion to approve the hydrochloric cross connection inspection supplemental request for 2026.
do I have a second?
I'll second.
Give it to Brochus.
All right, discussion? Roll call vote?
Trustee Bonkowski,
Yes.
trustee Borcar,
Yes.
trustee Borfund,
Yes.
trustee Brochus,
Yes.
trustee Braden,
Yes.
Calvert,
Yes.
President Lightfoot.
Yes. All right, B, meter replacement. Is this this is a new one, right? That's typed, or is this the same one we got before?
We've been talking about it the last couple meetings.
And we changed it.
We,
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Do we lower it?
it is lowered and it apparently is going to a different account. So, right?
All right, help us understand it.
Oh, yeah. So generally, or previously, anytime we replaced meters or bought meters, they were coded to this expense account. Maintenance of meters. And then at year end, the auditors, because this is a business,
Mhm.
not
It's
government.
business, like, yeah.
Those meters are an asset, so they needed to be capitalized, and so they would move it. And anyway, they want us to change how we're actually budgeting and recording it, so that it's not a journal entry to move it, that we're just recording it where it should be all along.
Oh.
So essentially, the cash is the same, it's just instead of showing up on the P and L, it shows up on the balance sheet. So it'll be a little harder to track for you guys, the reports that
Yeah.
you see won't show these expenses. Purchases.
Okay, so I'm trying to, so for the maintenance of meters, it's 1,300. And the P and P meters are replacements, right? And you're asking for 42,000 for that. Now,
Instead of the 60,
right,
yeah.
now, at the last discussion, which was, I thought, a fairly good argument that you made, is staff is going into people's homes to check their cross connections.
Yeah.
And you thought, well, and I agree, it's efficient if they're already going into the house. You might as well check that and replace the ones, if the meter if needed, so you're not making two trips. So the question I have is, does the $42,000 cover the number of cross connection checks you're gonna do?
No.
Short answer, no. However, on number 3, I think of justification. This is a big project that we haven't gone through for a while. It is starting off fairly decent, but 160 is ambitious and I hope to get there. But if we, I think in the budget's 120 currently, houses. And if we do hit that mark, we can always come back and say, hey, this is going really well, it's going as better than expected, and then ask for more money. That was the plan, right?
It was, yeah, it was just a cash flow thing. Cause this,
So,
you know, are we generating enough revenue to purchase 160?
yeah, okay, that makes sense, and I appreciate you looking at it, but you're still looking to do 160 cross connection.
That would be the plan. That
Alright.
would be the 10% that DNR prefers us to do, yeah.
Okay. Good, so, but can we make sure, and I don't know how tough this is, that 120 of them are the ones that you're swapping out meters, right? So now you have you got doing two things with one, once you're in there.
Yeah.
The other 40 that you do with cross connections, can you do them on homes that already have meters?
Oh, okay, yeah,
So you have,
Yeah.
the efficiency stays there?
Yeah, I mean, we can, and there'll be, other ones throughout the year that we have to get into for whatever reasons.
Right, but if, you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
You know, that way we don't have to hit people twice.
Right.
The extra 40 that you're gonna do it to people that don't need a new meter, so we can rack them off.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
if I mean, I'm not gonna put it on motion or anything, but that would be to me efficiency that would hopefully would save time and energy on everybody's part.
Yeah, and the only thing that is gonna blow this budget, and I think we kind of talked about it, was all the new homes, whether that hits next year or the year after that. Currently, that's coming out of this budget.
Right, but we were going to check into that.
the
Just-
PSC said you can't do it,
The PSC said you can?
that we can't charge them extra. That the cost of the meter is the utility's responsibility.
Oh, really?
And through the rates that they approve.
Right,
That's
covers
baked
that,
into
yes.
that capital expense, the replacement of the meter, like that giant humongous
Yep,
spreadsheet.
so we
that-
can't charge. When they pull their building permit, we can't charge them an extra $350 per meter.
But can we tell them to go buy a meter?
Nope.
No.
That's explicitly.
Well, no, we would, I mean, come on, look at the ACCs on some of these, we could certainly put in there that they have to buy this brand of meter.
Mhm.
But if it's not legal, it's not
Right.
legal.
I think that is another audit attachment that gets sewer pays portion.
I mean, if we're unsure, shouldn't we budget for more meters? And then if the houses don't go in, Matt's still trying to do 160 cross connections. Could we up it to replacing 160 meters as a goal?
Well, no, I would rather, because we're already got into trouble, you weren't here at the last meeting. We already got a letter saying that our water utility isn't making enough money.
Well, we aren't making the return on investment that.
Right.
was.
Well,
That's
yeah,
basically what it means.
but Michael, there's a requirement that you have to do that.
Yeah, but you argued before that the return on investment was 4.5%, it should be 2. So what?
Yeah.
So what if it was 2? Then we're
Well-
making enough money.
Well,
So what's the-
if I was king, then yeah, that would be it, but the problem is, we have to follow the law. And the law is that our revenue is not high enough to do it, so
So we're
I'd
charging for
rather,
expenses instead of charging.
yeah, I'd rather do this, and if we get in the bind, he comes back and we see if we can work it out.
We're just gonna see how things flow.
Yeah, I'd rather not have it on the.
Replacing meters is only gonna help, generate more revenue.
How? The loan came off for the,
Sewer.
Yeah, that's a separate utility.
Why does it?
Over time, the meters slow down, so instead of catching, 96-98% of water that passes through, maybe it's only catching 80% of the water.
So when people get a new water meter,
The bill goes up.
I can tell you mine didn't.
Yes.
It's very little.
Yeah, we didn't. notice it.
Instead of catching 100 gallons, it was
Well,
catching,
120 or 150 meters.
yeah.
All right, so I need a motion on this. And our finance director's okay with going ahead with this? All right,
Zach put this together. So.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the supplemental budget request form for water utility for the maintenance of meters.
I'll second.
all right. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I'm just gonna say, please come back if you have the money to do more of these and do the crossings, the 160 and all that. Open house meters.
And I was gonna say, I appreciate you looking at it and more again.
Yeah.
All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. So moved. So now we're back to capital F, which is the water utility fund for 2026 budget. Do I have a motion?
A motion to approve the water utility fund for the 2026 budget
As amended?
as amended.
All right, thank you. Do I have a second?
I will second.
All right, any discussion?
As I say, the supplements aren't in here, so.
Oh, you already put
So
them,
you don't need the amendment.
Yeah, just so you can see what it looks like,
oh, okay,
but we could say.
yeah, we're good. All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. All right. So now we're at the sewer utility fund.
A motion to approve the sewer utility fund for the 2026 budget.
Second.
Give it the brochures.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. All right. So, I'm guessing we want approval of this, correct? A resolution setting the 2025 payables, 2026 tax levy, and adopting the 2026
Yeah.
budget.
And it's all under the heading of discussion and possible action,
Yep.
so.
Yep. You just wanna make sure everybody knows what they're. All right, it's in your packet. Do I have a motion?
I will make the motion to set the 2025 payable, 2026 tax levy and adopting the 2026 budget.
Do I have a second?
As a, wait,
The library was.
oh, like as amended.
Yep, that's fine.
I was like, there are
Second.
four, but you're right.
Bill second that.
Yep, Bill seconded. All right, any discussion?
This is the rate 929.
Oh, 5,000.
Oh, it was slightly less now. Yeah, as amended, sorry.
But we also did recycling fees are in there too, unless you had.
The budget as presented had everything in there.
Oh, gotcha.
Except
Yeah.
for the $5,000.
Okay.
So it's
All right, all right.
taken out 5,000.
Yeah, no, that's fine. All right,
There's a motion, there's a second.
and we are at discussion. Everybody good?
Yep.
Let's do a roll call vote.
Trustee Paul McCouse,
Yes.
trustee Borkhardt,
Yes.
trustee Borland,
Yes.
trustee Brochus,
Yes.
trustee Brad,
Yes.
trustee Cavalier.
Yeah.
President Lincoln.
Yes. All right. Five. Discussion regarding the new Village Hall Police Department groundbreaking ceremony. Carly.
Yeah, so so the groundbreaking ceremony is scheduled for, I sent a note in my email with the draft packet for tonight. Is scheduled for December 1st at 3:00. And so there are going to be shovels and hard hats available for all of you as trustees. So we would really like it if you're able to come. And then there will be, they'll have a PA system there too, if anybody wants to say a few words. And we're inviting media and things like that as well. So just hoping we get a good turnout. We'll also be advertising on social media and things like that. They did want to look at a potential like rain or snow date because it looks like it might be snowing a bunch on Monday, is what they were talking about. I don't know. I don't, yeah, that's kind of what I said. Well, what was gonna happen is I'm gonna call them tomorrow after our meeting and just, kind of say whether we're okay with a rain date. They were looking at next Thursday, so the 4th, as a potential rain date. So I just wanted to throw that out here to see if that works for people, also at 3 o'clock.
I'm good with that.
Okay. So that's the backup date. Yeah, hopefully it's a short and sweet ceremony. It's not gonna be, I mean, obviously they've done a lot of groundbreaking already, so.
That's a good thing.
So they're gonna, yeah, so they'll have a mound of dirt for you to move and ceremoniously do the whole thing. So just wanted to talk through that with you all really quickly, so thank you.
All right, so now, number 6, discussion and possible action regarding the date of the December village board meeting. I don't think any of us, actually it falls.
So it's kind of weird because there's the 8th and the 15th. Because there's 5 Mondays in December. So I guess I just didn't know if you all preferred the 8th, which is technically the second Monday, or if you'd rather push it to the 15th. There is not any meetings on the 15th. I did double check that as well.
Oh, there's nothing on the 3rd Monday.
No.
Well, generally.
But yeah, we're holding off on those until the new directors.
Oh, okay, 'cause
Yeah, yeah.
oh.
Just there isn't right now.
Okay, for that date, there isn't. All
Right, so up to you guys.
I'm fine with either of those two.
I feel like it's so late November, we should do the 15th, push it as late as possible. Like, what was gonna be on the agenda if we meet in 2 weeks again,
Well, that's the thing.
Jay's canceling this.
Jay doesn't want to meet it.
Someone caught on. No, it doesn't matter. I'm good on both dates and I'm sure there'll be something coming up.
We need to, appoint election inspectors, so we do have one thing we have to know about.
Yeah.
Yeah, what kind of things do we need to talk about?
And then I think
I have been
the
holding.
KP project is coming.
What?
Brian's bringing the KP renderings.
Oh.
Sorry to burst your
Well,
bubble.
no, it's like I say, I've been trying to
I know.
push things into January.
We can push it into January too, that's fine.
KP, we don't need to talk now. We can
No,
do
I think we have been kind of pushing, it, so we can do that if
Well,
needed.
But March, but like, looking at the covenants again is probably gonna be a light topic.
He's not gonna, well,
We could
I don't
have,
know.
well, that's really pushing it because we're not gonna see the attorney until,
We'll
the
see.
4th.
yeah, we'll
Oh,
see
no,
him on the
third.
3rd. So I mean, maybe the 15th would be better because we'd have a little, or Paul would have a little bit of time to put something together. Or not, okay, the 8th is fine, Jay.
Yeah,
Whatever you think.
it's just the holiday season and
Okay.
it's just a mess to get the people that you need. So, like I say, I don't have a problem with the meeting on any date. The 15th makes sense because it's closer to our current one and it's farther, so we can pick up. It doesn't matter for that action on the 8th or the 15th, right? So we're fine there.
Mhm.
If we get the covenants done,
Maybe there'll be
that's fine, too.
something, maybe there
Yeah.
won't.
I'm open both, so I also don't care, I guess.
Okay.
Well, let's pick, does anybody have a problem with the 15th? Let's just go with that.
That's,
Bill, Cody, 15th work for you?
I'm looking through my calendar right now.
All right. But you're not heading to Florida or anything?
The first day of Hanukkah, is that right? I mean,
I don't think so.
say it.
No, the 15th should work for me.
Okay. Does the 15th work for you, Bill? I saw you just rejoined. I don't know if he's there.
It's not.
All right. Everybody cool with the 15th?
I am.
All righty. Got it set.
Does that need to be a motion or not?
It's up to you, Jay.
So you usually want to vote, I think, from EDA.
All right, is there a motion to move the December meeting to December 15th.
I'll make a motion to move the December meeting to December 15th.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same. So moved. Future agenda items. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Exactly.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same. So moved.